Chapter 485. Do you like him now? Jean Bebe asked with a smile. Bebe, can you not ask such a boring question? Cheng Menjing said impatiently. The basketball game between number 1 middle school and number 2 middle school was an important activity of the two schools every year. It was only held in the third year of high school, so Xiao Chen had never participated in it before. Song Huawu was sitting next to him. Xiao Chen did not expect that she would sit next to him in the car even though they were desk mates in the classroom. This made him a little speechless. Wasn't she trying to attract hatred for him? Xiao Chen knew that Yang Tan was very unhappy when he saw his expression. However, he did not care. If it were not for Yang Tan's identity, Xiao Chen would have beaten him up long ago. How is it? Do you feel like you have returned to number 1 middle school with glory and glory? Song Huawu looked at Xiao Chen and asked teasingly. Don't joke with me. How can it be considered as returning to my hometown? I don't have any achievements. Xiao Chen said with a wry smile. However, when he returned to the Xiao family that day, he had a similar feeling. However, he could not reveal his identity, which made him feel a little regretful. Thinking about it, his grandfather would almost recover tonight and could officially take the medicine. Therefore, Xiao Chen planned to go back and get some medicine dregs for his grandfather after the basketball game. The car soon arrived at the sports field of number 1 middle school. Xiao Chen got off the car with the other students. After a short break, the basketball players went to change their jerseys and get ready for the game. Xiao Chen glanced at the players of number 1 middle school. He knew most of them. There were Chao Yuliang and Du Xiaonan, both of whom did not get along well with him. Du Xiaonan liked Kerlin, so he was full of hostility towards the former Xiao Chen. However, most of the time, he dared not say anything even though he was angry. He only cooperated with Chao Yuliang to deal with him in the basketball game. Among the remaining 3 players, one was Lu Mingquan, who cooperated with Chen Jinpeng to accuse him of fixing the game. The other was Chen Yenzong, whom he was not familiar with. Xiao Chen did not know the last one. It seemed that he had never seen him before. Was he a new transfer? Judging from his domineering appearance, he did not look like someone easy to get along with, which made Xiao Chen more vigilant. Chao Yuliang also saw Xiao Chen and hesitated. He had talked to Xiao Chen before, but Xiao Chen asked him to play normally and did not ask him to cheat. Therefore, Chao Yuliang did not approach him. However, Du Xiaonan was very arrogant after seeing him. He rushed over and pointed at Xiao Chen. Du Xiao, so you dare to come? Xiao Chen. Aren't you afraid of being beaten to a pulp again? Xiao Chen glanced at him. This fellow was just a pitiful worm trying to curry favor with Lin Kuer. It was just that Lin Kuer did not fancy him at all. In the past, Xiao Chen was unwilling to talk to him. Now, Xiao Chen was even more lazy to talk to him. He did not even answer. However, Xiao Chen's indifference made Du Xiaonan even angrier. Although Xiao Chen was a good-for-nothing before, he was still the young master of the Xiao family. He did not dare to provoke him. Now, Xiao Chen was a piece of trash who was chased out of the family. Du Xiaochen dared to provoke him because of this. Therefore, he was furious. If he was not afraid of the PE teacher's interference, he would have resisted the urge to beat Xiao Chen. He sneered and said, "You think it'll be fine if you don't talk? In a while, I will let you see who is the master of this court. If you lose, don't bother Kerlin in the future." Idiot. Xiao Chen glanced at him and mouthed, but there was no sound. You're good. Du Xiaonan was unbearably angry, but he could do nothing. The basketball match was about to start, so he could only turn around and go back. You know him? After Du Xiaonan went back, the young man that Xiao Chen did not know spoke. Yes, Brother Han. He used to pursue Kerlin, but Kerlin did not like him. However, he used his identity as the young master of the Xiao family to pester Kerlin. I did not expect that after being chased out of the Xiao family, he still has the face to come back to play basketball. Du Xiaonan said respectfully to the young man. And Xiao Chen's guess was not wrong. This young man was the transfer student who had just transferred to Du Xiaonan's class. He did not know if he had any background, but his strength was not weak. On the first day, he had a conflict with the school bully, Chao Yuliang. He slapped Chao Yuliang and sent him flying. He spun in the air before landing on the ground. This made Du Xiaonan extremely surprised, and he quickly ran over to acknowledge him as his boss. Everyone is a good basketball player, so I will not say much about the rules. Please play this friendly match with the mentality of friendship first and competition second. At this time, the PE teacher stood in the middle of the court and used the microphone to speak through the school broadcast. Attention students on the field, the basketball match is about to begin. Please retreat to the outside of the court and do not affect the normal progress of the basketball match. After hearing the broadcast, the surrounding students all retreated to the outside of the basketball court. Meanwhile, Xiao Chen and the others stood up and began to warm up. At exactly 1:00 in the afternoon. With the whistle of the referee on the court, the friendly match officially began. At the center line of the court, Du Xiaonan jumped high and hit the basketball into Brother Han's hands. His task was considered completed. Obviously, the people from No. 1 middle school had discussed that whoever had the ball would try to give it to Brother Han. Just like the people from No. 2 middle school, they had also agreed in advance that if they had the ball, they would try to give it to Xiao Chen. After Brother Han got the ball, he immediately dodged and bypassed all the students from No. 2 middle school who rushed up to grab the ball. He dribbled the ball so skillfully that he almost looked like a professional basketball player. Xiao Chen did not act rashly. Instead, he kept observing Brother Han. If his guess was right, Brother Han should be a martial artist. He could tell from the inner force that he inadvertently revealed. Although he did not use his inner force, Xiao Chen's current divine sense was very sensitive. If an ordinary martial artist did not deliberately hide it, even if he did not use his inner force, he would still be able to inadvertently reveal some of it. Come on, come on. The cheers outside the basketball court were obviously for Brother Han. He was a very popular person. At this moment, Kerlin was mixed in the crowd and watching the game on the court. She did not know who she was here to watch, but she was sure that it was not Brother Han. She hated Brother Han more than anything else. What surprised Kerlin was that although Du Xiaonan had Brother Han as his boss, Brother Han did one thing in front of her and another behind her back. He clearly knew that Du Xiaonan liked her, but he secretly confessed to her and asked her to be with him. What kind of person was this? He was too dirty. Kerlin did not like him at all. She always felt that he was just pretending to be cool. He was far worse than Xiao Chen. She did not know why she was comparing herself with Xiao Chen. However, when Kerlin saw Xiao Chen in the court, she could not move her eyes away. Did she come to see him? Only Kerlin's eyes were on Xiao Chen. On the side of No. 1 middle school, most of the girls were watching Brother Han's cool performance and cheered excitedly at the side. In the midst of the cheers, Brother Han was not in a hurry. He quickly passed people and rushed to the basket at the same time. Swish! Under the basket, Brother Han took off, shot, and scored. The whole process was done in one go. Wow! In an instant, the whole court cheered and the applause was thunderous. The audience of No. 1 middle school was obviously larger than that of No. 2 middle school. They were all shouting and cheering for Brother Han. Martial artist, he was definitely a martial artist. Now, Xiao Chen could be sure that this Brother Han was undoubtedly a martial artist. But it was really strange that there was such a transfer student in No. 1 middle school. Brother Han, so handsome. Brother Han, you're too awesome. Brother Han, we love you. Some of the love-struck girls were shouting loudly. Brother Han's gaze swept across the crowd, and his sharp eyes stopped on Lin Kuo. He looked at Lin Kuo, and smiled faintly. This woman was his. He, Brother Han, had never failed to get what he fancied. Lin Kuo could feel that this Brother Han was looking at her. However, she was bewildered as to why Brother Han was able to find her in the midst of so many people. This feeling made her feel extremely uncomfortable. In fact, in order to avoid Brother Han's harassment, she deliberately found a place that was not where her classmates were gathered and hid in the corner of the crowd. But she could not escape Brother Han's eyes. Fortunately, Brother Han only took a glance and retracted his gaze. This made Lin feel relieved. Maybe she was thinking too much. Brother Han did not actually see her. On the court, Xiaofan looked at Chao Yuliang. Chao Yuliang shrugged helplessly. He used to be the main force in the basketball match, but now he was completely a foil. He meant to tell Xiaofan that he could not do anything about this newcomer. At this moment, the members of No. 2 Middle School were caught off guard. Even Yang Tan and Xia Shibin did not expect that there would be such a fierce person in No. 1 Middle School. The whole process was done by one person. Of course, if Xiaofan could see that this Brother Han was a martial artist, Yang Tan could naturally see it too. He worked on the front line of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau for many years. He was too familiar with martial artists and inner strength. Brother Han's inadvertent display of inner strength let him know that this person was a martial artist. Thinking of this, Yang Tan was a little angry. *CK, I haven't even shown my inner strength, and someone else has? Don't you know the rules of the secular world? Yang Tan was playing basketball for Song Huawu to see. He was now on the same team as Xiaofan, so he was not in the mood to create any obstacles for Xiaofan. After all, everyone was on the same team. If there was internal strife, it would only be a joke to more people. Therefore, Yang Tan vented his anger on Brother Han. The game continued, but Xiaofan did not give Brother Han another chance. His teammates from No. 2 Middle School passed the ball to him, and the ball never left his hand. He directly dribbled the ball and advanced toward the opponent's half-court. Unsurprisingly, Brother Han went to intercept Xiaofan. In order to show his strength, Yang Tan quickly blocked Brother Han's side. While everyone was unprepared, he threw a punch at Brother Han's lower abdomen. Brother Han's eyes narrowed, and then, seemingly casually stretched out his hand and blocked Yang Tan's fist. Suddenly, Yang Tan's whole body was cold, as if he had fallen into an ice cellar. However, his body could not move, as if he was frozen into an ice cube. He stood there in a daze, unable to do anything, like a silly statue. Chapter 486. After Brother Han's attack succeeded, he did not bother him. He directly bypassed him and ran towards Xiaofan. Although Xiaofan was dribbling the ball, his divine sense was locked on Brother Han. If there was an opponent in the arena, it would be this guy. Although he did not know what method Brother Han used, seeing Yang Tan standing there stupidly, Xiaofan knew that this guy was not simple. He was a character. He did not wait for Brother Han to run over and directly jump to shoot. Brother Han was stunned. He did not expect Xiaofan to jump to shoot before reaching the three-point line. What kind of thinking was this? Could he score? But very soon, Brother Han knew that he had underestimated Xiaofan. Xiaofan really succeeded in shooting and got 3 points. Just now, Brother Han had only scored 2 points, but Xiaofan caught up in an instant. This really made his face a little embarrassed. He heard that Lin liked to watch basketball games, so he came to play basketball. Otherwise, he would not be so bored to play this kind of game. He thought that this was his home field, he could play freely and watch his performance, but he did not expect to be directly slapped in the face. He looked coldly at Xiaofan and gave him the middle finger. *CK your mother's balls, did I offend you? Xiaofan looked at Brother Han in bewilderment. It was really inexplicable. I succeeded in shooting, did you have to do this? You succeeded in shooting just now, but I did not give you the middle finger. This time, Brother Han regained control of the ball. Through a series of cooperation with his teammates, he broke through the half-court and prepared for a layup. Go down. Xiaofan directly ran over, jumped, and blocked the shot. Thinking back, he was humiliated like this in the past, but now, he could humiliate others. Even if he used the ability of a cultivator, there were no real moves. Even Yang Tan could not see the strength of Xiaofan because there were no fluctuations of martial force and he did not reveal his strength. What he saw was only the strength of Xiaofan that was less than a level 1 martial artist. The rest was Xiaofan's super high jumping ability. Pa! Xiaofan swatted the basketball that Brother Han threw away as if he was swatting a fly. At that moment, the scene froze. The players on the court were stunned, and the audience outside the court was stunned. Then, the cheers of Second High rang out, and the basketball rolled out of the court along with the cheers of the audience. Xiaofan is so handsome. All hail Xiaofan. Cousin-in-law, I love you. Jean Bebe shouted. Xiaofan did not expect her to shout so loudly. However, in the cheers of the crowd, Xiaofan still heard a somewhat weak voice. It was Kerlin. She was cheering for him. Xiaofan's spectacular block made some of the students from No. 1 middle school who had watched Xiaofan's last basketball match recall that block. Xiaofan left after that. Today, Xiaofan used his strong basketball skills to announce to everyone that he had made a strong comeback. The home court of the first high school was still Xiaofan's. What match fixing? What cheating? All these rumors were dispelled at this moment. No one thought about Xiaofan, who left dejectedly. In their eyes, there was only Xiaofan who showed his invincible power. Brother Han was a little dumbfounded. He watched Xiaofan run away. He did not believe that as a high-level martial artist and a devil cultivator, he could not beat an ordinary person. He could feel that when Xiaofan blocked the shot, he did not use any internal force at all. It was like an ordinary person had trained to the limit, different from Yang Tan. But it was such an ordinary person that made him a little crazy. At that moment, his teammates all had sullen expressions on their faces. In their usual training, they thought that it would be easy and pleasant for Brother Han to win the basketball game alone. Who would have thought that things would turn out contrary to their expectations? It was not the case at all. The morale of the team members of the first high school plummeted. Brother Han ran to Xiaofan's side and said with a sneer, "Boy, you won't be so lucky next time." "Oh," Xiaofan responded indifferently and ignored him. "Damn, I'm talking to you." Brother Han was angry. No matter where he was the center of attention. Today, he was humiliated by an ordinary person. How could he accept it? Oh. Xiaofan was still running. "Can't you say something else?" Brother Han was angry. Motherf asterisk Ker. After Xiaofan said that, he went to grab the ball. With the ball in his hand, he accelerated and instantly shook off Brother Han. He ran to the opponent's half-court and shot directly without waiting for Brother Han to catch up. A goal. When Brother Han ran over, Xiaofan had already scored. He was furious and glared at Xiaofan, but Xiaofan turned around and ran to grab the ball again. At this time, after being scored by Xiaofan one after another, the team members of the first high school were not as enthusiastic as before. But it was no wonder. They had agreed to watch Brother Han play alone. Now, Brother Han could not cover him anymore. Moreover, they did not discuss cooperation in advance. They unanimously decided to pass the ball to Brother Han when they got it. They would not play by themselves at all. Seeing that his team's morale was low, Brother Han shouted, "Everyone, stay alert. Du Xiaonan, you go and intercept that Xiaofan. Defend to the death." "Yes." Du Xiaonan replied loudly. Then, he ran to Xiao Chen's side with a sinister smile and looked at him provocatively. However, that expression was completely ignored by Xiao Chen, as if he did not see it. The game continued. Xiao Chen ran forward and Du Xiaonan also ran forward. However, he had used this trick too many times by Yang Tan. Yang Tan, a martial artist, could not affect Xiao Chen, let alone Du Xiaonan. Soon, Xiao Chen got the ball. Du Xiaonan saw that it was not good. He directly stretched out his hands to block in front of Xiao Chen, not letting him pass. Xiao Chen suddenly smiled and shot directly outside the half-court line. So, the ball drew a beautiful parabola and went in. Although it was only 3 points, it was shocking enough. Cheers came from the audience. Even Yang Tan had to admire Xiao Chen at this moment. He was frozen for a moment and just recovered. His heart was a little gloomy. Damn, this brother Han is actually a martial artist and a demonic cultivator. I need to investigate him. Du Xiaonan gritted his teeth and clenched his fists. He did not expect Xiao Chen to be able to shoot successfully in such a situation. Looking at Du Xiaonan's incomparably sullen look, brother Han was actually quite sullen. He was a martial artist and his opponent was an ordinary person. He was very unhappy that his opponent had completely won him with basketball skills. However, there was nothing he could do. He could not beat him up, right? That would be a complete loss. The game started again. The audience cheered for Xiao Chen. Even the students from No. 1 middle school who used to think that Xiao Chen was not bad also cheered for Xiao Chen. After all, Xiao Chen was from No. 1 middle school. It was not shameful to be defeated by him. This time, brother Han was furious. After serving, he went forward to intercept the ball. After getting the ball, brother Han was like a galloping horse. He dribbled the ball straight to the half-court of No. 2 middle school, took off, and shot. However, he did not expect that when the ball was about to enter the basket, it suddenly changed direction and bounced to the side. The shot failed. Originally, brother Han was quite happy when he saw that Xiao Chen ran over too late. When he saw that Xiao Chen did not stop him, he thought that Xiao Chen could not stop him and was waiting to snatch the ball from under the basket. However, he really could not stop him in time. Xiao Chen was indeed trying to snatch the ball, but the key problem was that he did not make the shot. He did not know why there were times when he made a mistake. However, not to mention him, even if a martial arts master came, they would also make a mistake. When the ball left their hands, it would not be controlled by their own will. However, Xiao Chen could control it. He could control it through the air and easily change the direction of the ball. Xiao Chen snatched the ball and ran. Brother Han was so angry that he jumped up and down and chased after him. Wow! They thought that brother Han would definitely make the shot, but he missed by a bit. This made the students from No. 1 middle school who were ready to cheer for him very disappointed. However, when the students from No. 2 middle school saw that Xiao Chen snatched the ball again, they were very excited and shouted, "Xiao Chen!" Of course, Xiao Chen did not overdo it. If brother Han could not catch up with him after using his inner force, then there would be a problem. However, when brother Han was about to catch up with him, he directly shot the ball. Brother Han was so angry that he slapped his thigh, but there was nothing he could do. This Xiao Chen actually knew how to shoot from a long distance, and he was very accurate. This made him very speechless. How could he stop him? When he caught up to Xiao Chen, he shot the ball. He was able to shoot from so far away, it was impossible to guard against. Xiao Chen's amazing shot once again attracted the screams of the students from No. 2 middle school. Even some of the girls from No. 1 middle school started to turn around and cheer for Xiao Chen, shouting Xiao Chen's name. In the past, Xiao Chen was actually very popular in No. 1 middle school. Don't think that he was a hedonistic young master or even a wastrel. Some of the girls from ordinary families also wanted to get close to him and get Xiao Chen's favor. However, at that time, Xiao Chen was only interested in Shen Jingxian and Kerlin. He also had Cheng Menjing's fiancée, so the others had no chance at all. Damn it! Brother Han took a deep breath and looked at Xiao Chen coldly. Du Xiaonan walked over and said, Brother Han, why don't we play some dirty tricks on him? Yes. Brother Han originally disdained to use these tricks. If Yang Tan hadn't used them before he counterattacked, he wouldn't have used them at all. No matter what, he was a martial artist and had the pride of a martial artist. But now, perhaps because Xiao Chen was too outstanding and the situation on his side was too bad, Brother Han was worried that if this continued, they would completely lose, so he agreed. In a while, you go and find a way to hurt Xiao Chen, even if it's a foul. I understand. Du Xiaonan nodded maliciously. He looked at Xiao Chen and revealed a sinister smile. Xiao Chen also noticed that Brother Han and Du Xiaonan were a little dirty over there, but he didn't care. The way he shot, any tactics were ineffective against him. The game continued. Du Xiaonan was still the same as before, defending against Xiao Chen, but this time, he was more arrogant than before. While Xiao Chen was not defending, he fiercely punched at Xiao Chen. Chapter 487. If Xiao Chen was an ordinary person, he would probably pass out after being punched by Du Xiaonan. Xiao Chen was a little annoyed. Did he provoke him? He smiled coldly and dribbled the ball in front of him. Just as Du Xiaonan's punch hit the ball. Bang! There was a loud sound. How hard was the basketball? Du Xiaonan attacked with all his strength again and hit the ball directly. He immediately cried out in pain, grimaced in pain, and howled while holding his hands. Xiao Chen ignored him and directly passed him to shoot the ball and score. Brother Han's face was very gloomy. He had been observing Xiao Chen and Du Xiaonan. When he saw Xiao Chen dribbling the ball in front of him, he knew that something was wrong. Sure enough, Du Xiaonan, that idiot, had hit the ball with a punch. It was his own doing, so it was impossible to judge Xiao Chen for a foul. There was no other way, Brother Han could only do it himself. Taking the risk of being warned, he came to Xiao Chen's side, and while everyone was not paying attention, he stretched out his finger and poked Xiao Chen's waist. A cold demonic energy was urged out and went straight into Xiao Chen's body. Although this demonic energy did not have any effect on Xiao Chen, that was because Xiao Chen was a cultivator. If it was an ordinary person, if such a cold demonic energy was injected into the waist, there would definitely be problems with the kidneys in the future. Even if it was not crippled, it would be impotent. Therefore, Xiao Chen was angry. As a martial artist, how could he use such a sinister method to attack an ordinary person? This Brother Han did not seem to be a good person. Xiao Chen blacklisted him. If there was a chance, he would kill him. But now that they were on the court, Xiao Chen could only endure it for now. However, at this moment, Xiao Chen also made a move and shot directly. After he scored, he stood in place, motionless, as if he was frozen. Brother Han was very annoyed. He had been frozen, but this guy still struggled at the last moment, allowing him to score again. In the following game, because Xiao Chen was frozen, Brother Han scored again and again. After a while, the score was only 4 points away. Without Xiao Chen, even Yang Tan couldn't resist Brother Han's attack. Yang Tan looked at Xiao Chen and knew that Xiao Chen had been tricked. If it was in school, he would be happy to see Xiao Chen get tricked, but outside, if second high school lost, it would be very embarrassing for him. In desperation, he was prepared to be ruthless and directly stop the match. Although he didn't know what second high meant, he still agreed. Yang Tan walked towards Xiao Chen and glanced at him. Did you fall for it? That Brother Han or whatever is a martial artist, I was also hit just now. I just recovered a little. Xiao Chen nodded. This bastard is more cunning than you. Yang Tan's face darkened. He snorted and walked towards Brother Han. Brother Han was a little puzzled. What was Yang Tan doing here? When Yang Tan approached, he heard him say, "Come with me." "Who are you?" Brother Han was taken aback and immediately said, "Do you think I'll come just because you told me to? Don't talk nonsense. You are also a martial artist. We all understand." As he spoke, Yang Tan took the lead and walked to a place where there was no one. Brother Han hesitated for a moment, but he still got up and followed. He said, "If you have something to say, just say it. I am from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau." "Who asked you to use your martial artist cultivation on an ordinary person?" Yang Tan said coldly, "Which family are you from? Tell me your name, otherwise, don't blame me for being rude." "Supernatural Investigation Bureau?" Brother Han was slightly taken aback, but he smiled and said, "Supernatural Investigation Bureau? Just tell me." Yang Tan didn't talk nonsense. He directly took out an ID and threw it in front of Brother Han. He said, "See for yourself if you don't believe me." Brother Han glanced at Yang Tan's ID and suddenly smiled. "Team C leader, I'm sorry. You can't control me. I am from a sect." "You?" Yang Tan didn't expect Brother Han to not give him face. Even if he was in Team C, responsible for managing the families and the summit in the secular world, he was at least a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Although these sects and martial arts families were managed by Team B, he still had face. "Alright, you don't have to say any more. You don't have to scare me. This competition is very important to me. I want to win. Tell that Xiaofan not to go against me, and I won't make a move again." Brother Han said coldly. "Alright, you have guts. Don't fall into my hands." Yang Tan sneered and left. He felt a little aggrieved. He really couldn't control these people from the sects, but it didn't mean that he couldn't take a roundabout way. He decided to go back and investigate this Brother Han's background, then find a reason to mess with him. The competition started again. This time, Yang Tan stared at Brother Han. He would go wherever this person went, and he was on guard. It was impossible for Brother Han to use the same trick to stop him. Don't forget that Yang Tan was very strong. If he really fought with Brother Han, he definitely wouldn't fall behind. Brother Han was annoyed by Yang Tan's stare. There was no other way. Brother Han could only watch as Xiaofan continued to score. However, he was a little puzzled. This Xiaofan recovered really quickly. Didn't he destroy his kidney? Previously, when Xiaofan stood on the spot and didn't move, the audience outside the field was guessing what happened to Xiaofan. Even Cheng Menjing was a little worried, and Kerlin was even more so. But now that they saw that Xiaofan was full of energy again, they couldn't help but feel relieved. It seemed that Xiaofan was still very strong. Xiaofan scored again and again. By the end of the half, second high school was already far ahead by more than 30 points. Brother Han was being closely watched by Yang Tan, leaving him at his wit's end. The two of them couldn't really use their real martial arts skills to fight. Don't be fooled by Brother Han's relaxed words. In reality, he was still somewhat afraid of Yang Tan. If it was a small soldier from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, he could ignore it, but how could he ignore the deputy leader of Team C? Even if Team C couldn't control him, how could he know that he had no friends in Team B? When the time came, he would let Team B deal with him. Although he didn't commit a big crime, he was afraid that it would be very troublesome. Therefore, the two of them were at each other's throats, restraining each other. It allowed Xiaofan to show off his prowess. Although Yang Tan was also a little unhappy that the limelight was taken by Xiaofan, if second high school lost, it would be even more embarrassing for him. On the other hand, when the physical education teacher of second high school saw that Yang Tan was pestering Brother Han and competing with him, he was immediately very pleased. It seemed that he was right. Although Yang Tan's ball skills were a little bad, no one could compete with him when it came to pestering. In the second half, it directly became Xiao Chen's solo performance. Even the members of First High School, led by Chao Yuliang, were a little bit giving up. Only Du Xiaonan was still running around trying to defend, but he couldn't defend at all. Xia Shibin saw that he was quite annoying, so he found an opportunity to make a small move and directly knocked him down. Second High School, the final victory. The audience cheered. This was because there was actually no suspense in the second half of the game. The whole game was Xiao Chen's performance. There was no longer any morale. The other members of Second High School had also become spectators, only watching Xiao Chen shoot and perform. Although First High School had lost, the sports team leader did not lose too much face. In the past, First High School had won more, but this year, although they had lost, he said, Xiao Chen is a student from our First High School. In the past, when Xiao Chen was in our First High School, he was a good basketball player. Therefore, I am not surprised that Second High School won with Xiao Chen participating in the game. Although this sports team leader's speech sounded a little like he was exonerating himself, what he said was indeed the truth. Second High School sports team leader was very happy and said a lot. Although Xiao Chen was a transfer, he now represented Second High School, right? The annual basketball game had come to an end. The students of Second High School also boarded the bus and prepared to leave. However, Yang Tan pointed at Brother Han and made a gesture, indicating that he would not let him off. Brother Han watched as Yang Tan boarded the bus and frowned slightly. He did not expect that someone from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau would attend Second High School. Now that he had offended them, he did not know if there would be trouble in the future. However, he quickly let go of this thought. So what if they were from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau? He did not commit any crimes. It was just a small problem. When the time came, the school would definitely protect him. When he turned his head and saw the dejected Du Xiaonan, Brother Han smiled and said, Du Xiaonan, look for Kerlin to go out and eat something with us? Sure. Du Xiaonan suddenly perked up. He did not know that Brother Han was also interested in Kerlin. He thought that Brother Han was simply trying to matchmake him. After finding Kerlin, Du Xiaonan said, Kerlin, Brother Han said that we should go out and eat something together? How about it? It's my treat. Oh, you guys go ahead. Kerlin naturally did not want to have anything to do with Brother Han and Du Xiaonan. She shook her head repeatedly and said, I have to go back to study. After saying that, Kerlin quickly walked to the teaching building. Brother Han looked at Kerlin's back with a flash of desire in his eyes. He must have this woman. But on the surface, he pretended as if nothing had happened and said, then let's go eat together. Let's go. Okay, Brother Han. Du Xiaonan nodded repeatedly. Because of the basketball game, there were no classes in the afternoon in Class 1, Grade 12 of the Second High School. Those who were willing to go back to school for self-study could do so. Those who were unwilling could leave school early. Xiao Chen planned to send the medicine to his grandfather, so he left after informing the eldest Mississippi. He left the car for Jean Bebe to drive and called a taxi back to the villa. He took the medicine dregs and called another taxi to the Xiao family's mansion. Xiao Hai was a little surprised that White Fox came to the Xiao family at this time, but he still welcomed him warmly. Hero White Fox, why are you here at this time? Grandpa Xiao should have recovered, right? I concocted some medicine for him. Decoct this medicinal herb for him to consume. In about a week's time, his body will be as good as new. If supplemented with training, it's not impossible for him to regain his previous strength. Xiao Chen said as he passed the medicinal dregs in his hand to Xiao Hai. Ah, thank you so much. Xiao Hai took the medicine dregs and said quickly, Hero White Fox, please come in and have a seat. I'll ask someone to serve tea. If he knew, he probably wouldn't know whether to laugh or cry. This second uncle's misunderstanding was too deep. He actually thought that I have that kind of relationship with Xiao Xiao. Xiao Chen didn't drive today, so he thought that the Xiao family wouldn't pay attention if he left alone or not. He quickly left Xiao Yuanshan's villa and walked into Xiao Zhao's villa. At this moment, Xiao Xiao shouldn't be out of school yet. Xiao Chen directly opened the door and entered the villa, waiting for Xiao Xiao inside. Anyway, it was his sister's room. Xiao Chen didn't have anything to avoid. After entering, he didn't have any intentions. He casually opened the laptop on Xiao Zhao's desk and prepared to play online for a while. The computer turned on. On the desktop, there was a text document with email account written on it. Xiao Chen was a little puzzled. Did Xiao Zhao's email account need to be a separate text document? Xiao Chen had nothing to do. While the computer was connected to the Wi-Fi signal, he casually opened it. However, when Xiao Chen saw the email address on it, he was shocked. This was actually the account that repeatedly sent him emails. Previously, it was this email address that reminded him of the relationship between Chao Yuliang and Cheng Mengqiang. It was also this email address that told him that the Xiao family was in trouble. However, this email address was actually Xiao Zhao's. Otherwise, why would it appear on Xiao Zhao's computer? Moreover, there was an email password in the text. It was obviously Xiao Zhao's without a doubt. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a password. Xiao Chen took a deep breath. He quickly opened the browser and logged into this email. Sure enough, he found the emails that were sent to him in the sent emails. This discovery made Xiao Chen's mood a little heavy. He closed the web page and the laptop. He was no longer in the mood to go online. Perhaps, he had misunderstood Xiao Xiao in the past. It seemed that Xiao Xiao had always been concerned about me. Otherwise, Xiao Xiao wouldn't have sent these things to me. However, why did Xiao Xiao act so indifferent to me in front of others? Could it be? I suddenly remembered that sometimes the Missy treated me like this in front of others. Could it be a disguise? At this moment, Xiao Chen figured out some things. Wasn't Xiao Zhao's disdain for him a form of protection? If in the eyes of outsiders, Xiao Xiao was still the same as before and maintained a good relationship with me, then why was he kicked out of the Xiao family? However, this made Xiao Chen a little puzzled. This was because before he was kicked out of the Xiao family, Xiao Xiao seemed to be very indifferent to him. However, Xiao Zhao's secret concern for me was real. That day when she recognized me, it wasn't because I was the white fox that Xiao Xiao recognized me snobbishly. Before that, Xiao Xiao had secretly reminded me several times. If it was said that Xiao Zhao's indifference to me was protection, then what was the past? Xiao Chen couldn't figure it out. He subconsciously opened Xiao Zhao's drawer and looked around casually. It wasn't that Xiao Chen wanted to peek at his sister's privacy, but he was a little puzzled and did it casually. Suddenly, Xiao Chen's eyes fell on a few pink receipts in the drawer. This was a bank card receipt. When Xiao Chen saw the familiar card number and password, he was shocked again. He remembered this card number and password very clearly. At that time, it inexplicably appeared in Tang Tang's pocket. He thought it was Yu Xiaochuan's money to pick up girls, but it didn't seem to be the case, so he remembered the card number at that time. Unexpectedly. Thinking about that day, Xiao Xiao was indeed there. It seemed that Xiao Xiao must have given it to him. So, Xiao Xiao had indeed been paying attention to me and secretly helped me. This also made Xiao Chen more puzzled. Why did Xiao Xiao used to be indifferent to him? Just when Xiao Chen was a little puzzled, the sound of the door opening came from outside the villa. It should be Xiao Xiao coming back. Xiao Chen didn't close the drawer. He just stared at the bank account receipt in a daze. Ah. Brother, why are you here? As soon as Xiao Xiao entered the door, she was shocked. She didn't expect that there was someone in the room. Even if she saw clearly who it was, she was still scared. Ah, Xiao Xiao, you are back. Xiao Chen raised his head and looked at Xiao Xiao. His eyes were full of love. It turned out that his sister had never given up on him. Xiao Chen was very moved. Yeah, brother, why are you so early? Why did you come home today? Huh? You touched my stuff. Xiao was shocked when she saw her drawer was opened. She ran over quickly and closed the drawer with a quang dang sound. However, she seemed to be worried. She opened the drawer again and took out a diary from the innermost part. When she saw the lock on it, she heaved a sigh of relief and said with some vigilance, "Brother, why did you touch my drawer?" "I was just bored, so I just looked around." Xiao Chen was a little embarrassed. "Don't you know that you can't look at a girl's privacy?" Xiao glared at Xiao Chen. "Did you touch my diary?" "Ugh. No, there is a lock on it. How can I touch it?" Xiao Chen smiled bitterly. "Even if I have no morals, I can't peek at my sister's diary, right?" "Oh." Xiao nodded as if she was relieved, but she immediately became vigilant. "No, the door of my villa room is obviously locked. How did you get in?" "Ugh." Xiao Chen was stunned. He came in with his energy, but he couldn't explain it. "I used to have a spare key, oh." Xiao looked at Xiao Chen strangely. "Brother, are you a siscon? Why did you keep my room key for no reason? Are you thinking of doing something to me one day? How is this possible?" Xiao Chen suddenly broke into a sweat. "I think it's very likely." "Why don't you just admit it?" said Xiao. Cough cough. "Okay, Xiao, let's not talk about this." Xiao Chen wasn't in the mood to joke. He said to Xiao solemnly, "Xiao, thank you, thank me." "Thank me for what?" Xiao was stunned. Xiao Chen didn't say anything. He just took out the bank account from the drawer and put it on the table. He believed that Xiao should understand. Sure enough, Xiao's face changed, and she said, "Brother, you know." Thank you, Xiao. I misunderstood you before. I thought that you looked down on me, so you were cold to me. But now that I think about it, you were afraid that people would think that I have a relationship with the Xiao family, so you deliberately did this, and then you secretly helped me. Xiao Chen said, "I also know about the email you sent me." Oh. Xiao looked like she didn't care, but in her heart, she was a little happy. Brother finally knew that she was good to him. In fact, she also hoped that one day Xiao Chen could find out, but sometimes she didn't want him to find out. But when he really found out, she didn't expect her heart to be very relaxed. Chapter 489. Xiao, I have a question. Since you've always cared about me, why, when I wasn't chased out of the Xiao clan, you were indifferent to me? It was as if you hated this good-for-nothing brother of yours. Xiao Chen finally asked the question in his heart. Did I? I don't think so. Xiao's eyes flickered. Yes. Xiao Chen nodded. I don't know about that. Maybe I thought it was embarrassing for you to pursue Shen Jingxian and Shen Jingxian ignored you. Xiao said, moreover, you and Cheng Menjing are engaged. I'm still sticking to you. What if she misunderstands? Xiao Chen suddenly didn't know whether to laugh or cry. You are my sister. Why would they misunderstand? I don't know about that. I forgot, said Xiao. Okay. Xiao Chen saw that Xiao didn't say anything, so he had to give up. Right, how is your relationship with Cheng Mengxiang? Asked Xiao Chen. It's over. We broke up. Xiao said, the Xiao family is like this, and he didn't do anything about it. Why should I be with him? It's enough for me to have my brother. I don't need him. Ugh, but it's different. Although I can indeed save the Xiao family's loss. Cheng Mengxiang is your boyfriend. He represents the Cheng family. You should also understand. Just like when I was rejected by the Qing family and was kicked out of the Xiao family, Menjing was also powerless. But in fact, her heart is still quite good, but she can't change the family's decision. Xiao Chen said, I think Qing Mengqiang should be the same. Although Xiao Chen didn't like Qing Mengqiang, since it was Xiao Zhao's choice, he could only support it. Xiao Xiao listened to Xiao Chen's words. Instead of being happy, she glared at Xiao Chen. She was a little angry and suddenly shouted, Brother, do you understand? I'm with him because I'm afraid that he will harm you. I'm going to spy on him. I don't like him. Now that you're so powerful, you're not afraid of him at all. Why should I go? Am I going to look for trouble? I've never liked him. Xiao Chen stared blankly at Xiao Xiao. Although he already knew that Xiao Xiao was secretly concerned about him, he was still shocked when he heard Xiao Xiao say this. For his sake, Xiao Xiao actually compromised and pretended to be with Qing Mengqiang just to spy on him. At this moment, Xiao Chen turned silent. Xiao Xiao was too good to him, and he had misunderstood her in the past. This made Xiao Chen feel apologetic. He took a deep breath and said, Xiao Xiao, thank you. Today, I, your brother, solemnly promise you that in the future, no one will be able to force you. If you don't like it, not even if it's Grandpa's promise. If it's something you like, I'll definitely support it. Really? After hearing Xiao Chen's words, the anger on Xiao Zhao's face dissipated a lot. Her beautiful eyes flickered with a strange light. You promise? I promise. Xiao Chen nodded. If I don't like it, no one can force me? Xiao Xiao asked. Yes. Xiao Chen nodded again. If I like it, you'll support me? Xiao Xiao asked again. Yes, if he doesn't agree, I'll beat him up until he agrees. Xiao Chen smiled. Good. Xiao Xiao laughed and hugged Xiao Chen. She said coquettishly, Brother, you're so good to me. Aren't you the same? I've neglected you in the past. Xiao Chen sighed. In that case, I'll tell the Qing family to forget about it. If Qing Mengqiang continues to pester you, I'll kill him. Yes. Xiao Xiao said happily. By the way, that Qi Zhigao. Xiao Chen asked again. I don't like him either. At most, we can be good friends. If there's no other choice, then I'll choose him. But now, with you supporting me, I won't choose. Xiao Xiao said. Besides, now that the Xiao family has White Fox as their backer, there's no need for a marriage. He. Xiao Chen smiled. Xiao Xiao was happy, and he felt happy too. Then. I'll go first. Menjing is still waiting for me to cook for her. Xiao Xiao heard it and frowned immediately. Brother, why does she want you to cook for her? She's your fiancé, so she should have the awareness of a fiancé. If you were still the previous Xiao Chen, I wouldn't say anything if she was a little stronger. But you're White Fox. Who doesn't want to be with you? She doesn't want it. There are many beautiful women waiting in line at the door. She even wants you to cook for her. Well, Xiao Xiao, in fact, Menjing is not bad. Xiao Chen waved his hand and said, in the past, when I pursued Shen Jingxian in front of her, she must have felt very sad. You may not understand, but, put yourself in her shoes. How embarrassed was Menjing at that time? Why don't I understand? Xiao Xiao muttered. Forget it. Go back, brother. But you have to come home often. Okay. Xiao Chen nodded. Then, he left Xiao Zhao's villa and disappeared into the night. When he returned home at night, Qing Menjing was already home. She saw Xiao Chen and said, Xiao Chen, don't cook tonight. Just eat something. You must be tired from the basketball match today, right? Oh. Cousin Menjing is starting to care about her cousin-in-law. Jean Bebe said with a smile. This is not concern. This is human nature. Cheng Menjing said, "Are you going to ask him to cook?" "Oh. I don't think that's necessary," Jean Bebe said. "It's okay. I'm not tired." Xiao Chen said with a smile, "Today's basketball match was very easy. I didn't spend much effort." After saying that, Xiao Chen went into the kitchen. After a while, a table of delicious food was served. When he came back with the bowls and chopsticks, he found that Yi Xiaoye had also come down. He could not help but say with a smile, "You're fast." "Of course. I went to check my herbs and came here." Yi Xiaoye said proudly, "Menjing lied to me and said that she wouldn't cook tonight. Thanks to my wit, I would have missed it." "Who lied to you?" "I just thought that Xiao Chen must be exhausted from today's basketball match. So, I don't want him to cook," Cheng Menjing snorted. "You even know how to care about others?" Yi Xiaoye widened her eyes in surprise. "You." Cheng Menjing was so angry that her chest was heaving. "Hey, don't be too angry. There are so many delicacies. Don't be too full later." Yi Xiaoye said. "You." Cheng Menjing was so angry that she almost choked. "It's okay, cousin Menjing. If we can't eat now, we can take the food to the bedroom and eat slowly." "But some people won't be able to eat it," Jean Bebe said slowly. "Oh, that's true." Cheng Menjing nodded with appreciation. "You." Yi Xiaoye glared at Jean Bebe. She was also very angry. Seeing that Jean Bebe had successfully turned the tables, Cheng Menjing was also happy. She started to eat. After eating, Cheng Menjing and Jean Bebe went to rest. Xiao Chen went back to his room to brew medicine and prepare for his cultivation. Yi Xiaoye went upstairs to play with her flowers for a while. After Xiao Chen drank the medicine and finished his training, he went upstairs to find Yi Xiaoye for dual cultivation. Yi Xiaoye saw that the white fox came quite early today. She was a little surprised. "Why are you so early today?" "I came because I didn't have anything to do," Xiao Chen said. "Stop talking nonsense. Take off your clothes," Yi Xiaoye replied with an "oh," and thought to herself, "Why does it sound like an adulterous couple having an affair?" But she still took off her clothes and began to do dual cultivation with Xiao Chen. Yi Xiaoye was already an evil cultivator at the peak of the 6th level of her internal force. If she worked harder, she might be able to reach the 7th level. Therefore, she had been practicing hard these days. Although Yi Xiaoye also knew that it was wrong to practice with the white fox naked every day, she couldn't resist the temptation of improving her strength. This kind of dual cultivation brought her so many benefits that she couldn't stop. Every day, she tried to persuade herself not to go on like this. How could there be such a pure friendship between men and women? Even if there was, something would happen sooner or later if they kept taking off their clothes every day. Fortunately, the white fox had always been very well behaved. It wouldn't be touchy. After the dual cultivation, it would put on its clothes and leave. Why does it feel like a guest? After Xiao Chen finished the dual cultivation, he quickly left. He was in a hurry to inject his primordial energy into the seeds in the flower bed. There were more seeds buried this time, so he had to be more attentive. Otherwise, what if the seeds weren't ready after bragging in front of Yi Xiaoye? Therefore, Xiao Chen changed his clothes and began to busy himself in the flower bed. Yi Xiaoye, on the other hand, was in her room consolidating the cultivation strength she obtained from the dual cultivation today. Every time they cultivated, she made great progress, and she was very happy. If this continued, breaking through to the Master Warrior realm wouldn't be a dream anymore. Click, there was a soft sound. Yi Xiaoye was startled. She turned her head alertly and saw a black shadow appear outside the window. Although there were curtains on the window, the curtains were set off by the moonlight. She could still vaguely see the situation outside. Yi Xiaoye was startled to see someone on her windowsill. This person couldn't be the white fox. After all, the white fox walked into her room openly every time. Besides, the white fox had just left, so how could he come back? At this thought, Yi Xiaoye couldn't help but feel nervous. Subconsciously, she grabbed a nightgown and covered herself with it. Meanwhile, the black figure seemed to have opened the window and jumped into the room. Yi Bia, I finally found you. After the black shadow entered the room, he saw Yi Xiaoye's appearance clearly with the moonlight outside the window and sneered. You are. Yi Xiaoye was stunned. He actually called her Yi Bia. Obviously, he wasn't someone she was familiar with. He should be someone from the martial arts world. Last year, you took on a mission to encircle and annihilate a demonic cultivator. You took advantage of my injury and almost killed me. Don't you remember? The black shadow looked coldly at Yi Xiaoye and said. Ah, it's you. You are Endao. Yi Xiaoye suddenly remembered the identity of the person. Yes, last year, she did take on a mission to encircle and annihilate an injured demonic cultivator. Chapter 490. At that time, Endao was an evil cultivator who had reached the peak of level 10 of inner force. However, because he was injured, Yi Xiaoye and a few other evil cultivators who were on level 4 or 5 of inner force were able to defeat him and almost kill him. However, at the critical moment, Endao's amazing willpower burst out and escaped from the hands of the trial takers. This made Yi Xiaoye and the others feel very regretful. The reward for this task was not low. They didn't complete the task, so naturally, they wouldn't get a single point. They thought that this matter was over, but they didn't expect that Endao would come to them again after a year. Yes, it's me. It seems that you still recognize me. Endao laughed and looked at Yi Xiaoye. This is the last one. You made me look for you, but I finally found you. What do you mean? The others. Yi Xiaoye's heart jumped as she asked. Of course they were killed by me. Endao said coldly, do you think that I will let you go after I recover from my injuries? Each and every one of you will be tortured to death by me. Today, I will beat you to death the same way you ganged up on me. As he spoke, Endao's aura appeared, which made Yi Xiaoye's heart sink. The aura on Endao's body had clearly surpassed the peak of stage 10 internal force. It had the aura of a martial master. Could it be that Endao had broken through to the martial master realm? Yi Xiaoye knew that she was definitely no match for the person in front of her. Even if he was at the peak of stage 10 internal force, she would still be helpless, let alone a martial master. Yi Xiaoye knew that she wouldn't be able to escape today, but she wasn't willing to die like this. You want to kill me? Yi Xiaoye asked. Humph, what do you think? Endao looked at Yi Xiaoye with a faint smile. I'm different from the others. I'm from the Devil Star sect, a candidate for the Holy Virgin of the Devil sect. I have a marriage contract with the Devil sect. If you kill me, it's the same as going against the entire Devil sect. Yi Xiaoye had no choice. She couldn't beat him, so she could only threaten him. Really? Actually, you're right. I've always been going against the demon sect. Even if I don't kill you, would the demon sect let me go? Endao looked at Yi Xiaoye mockingly. Little girl, aren't you a little too naive? This. Yi Xiaoye was suddenly at a loss for words. Yes, even if he let me go, the people from the demonic sects will not let him go. Although the demonic sects and the righteous sects are opposed, the demonic sects and the evil cultivators are even more irreconcilable. The reputation of the devil sect was ruined by these evil cultivators. Their cultivation methods were unscrupulous. Some were cruel, some were disgusting, some were immoral, and some violated morality. However, many people thought that evil cultivators were evil cultivators, so evil cultivators hated evil cultivators even more. What do you think? Thought it through? If you've thought it through, then obediently accept your death. And Daoma said, you also don't want to fight with me here and be heard by others, right? If your other tenants hear this and see me, then I'm sorry, I'll have to silence them. Then what do you want? Yi Xiaoya frowned and asked. Although she didn't get along well with Cheng Menjing and Jin Beibei, it was just a daily conflict. Yi Xiaoya would not kill them. Come with me. Let's find a place where there's no one, and then I'll slowly torture you. And Daoma smiled. He threatened Yi Xiaoya because he wanted to make her obediently submit and be tortured to death. However, this was obviously not a good place. Well, lead the way. Yi Xiaoya took a deep breath. She didn't have much hope. Even if the white fox was here, it would be useless. And Daoma's momentum was too strong. Last year, he was already an evil cultivator at the peak of stage 10 of internal strength. Now, at least, he was still at his original strength. Therefore, the white fox was not his opponent. Only one more person would die here. Since Yi Xiaoya couldn't escape, she had to accept her fate. Nice. And Daoma nodded. He jumped down from the window and stood directly in the yard of the villa. Yi Xiaoya also jumped down from the window. When Xiaochen came out before, and Daoma had already gone up, so Xiaochen didn't notice him. However, when Daoma came out, Xiaochen found him and was shocked. Who the hell jumped down from the sky? When he was about to see what was going on, he saw another person jump down. One of them was Yi Xiaoya, and the other one, Xiaochen didn't know. However, judging from his momentum, he should also be a warrior, and his strength was not low. Yi Xiaoya didn't expect Xiaochen to get up so early. He stood in front of the flower garden and fiddled with the flowers and plants. Originally, she wanted to see if Xiaochen's plants bore fruit. If he was diligent, she would be happier. However, she couldn't be happy at all. Wasn't Xiaochen courting death here? Sure enough, Daoma looked at Xiaochen and said, "Who are you?" "Yi Xiaoya, who is this?" "Your friend?" Xiaochen asked calmly. The murderous look in Daoma's eyes was keenly captured by Xiaochen. This person obviously wanted to harm him, so he was definitely not Yi Xiaoya's friend. "Ah, yes, Xiaochen, you continue with your work. I'll go out for a while. I'll be back soon." Yi Xiaoya said quickly and secretly winked at Xiaochen. "Ah, it's so late, you still want to go out? How about I accompany you?" Xiaochen was worried that Yi Xiaoya would go with this person. If she left, would she be able to come back? This person's aura made Xiaochen very uncomfortable. He didn't feel it when he was far away, but when he got closer, Xiaochen felt that this was a kind of evil aura, similar to those evil cultivators he had encountered before. After listening to Xiaochen's words, Yi Xiaoya was about to explode. "Why are you showing off at this time? I've never seen you so enthusiastic before. Is there something wrong with you today? I've already winked at you, didn't you see it? If you want to stop, go back and rest. Why are you joining in the fun?" "Oh? Yi Xiaoya, is this your boyfriend? Not bad, he seems to care about you." Daoma's eyes flashed with a touch of ridicule. He immediately said, "Okay, young man, since you are so worried, come with me." "Oh, okay." Xiaochen nodded. "You?" Yi Xiaoya was going crazy. Did Xiaochen sleep too much today? Xiaochen acted as if he didn't see Yi Xiaoya's expression and went up to her. Yi Xiaoya was dressed so lightly that she obviously didn't even wear underwear. She just covered herself with a big nightgown and came down. It was obvious that she was in a hurry. And this man was an evil cultivator. Why was he so anxious to find Yi Xiaoya? What good could it be? Xiaochen was thinking about Yi Xiaoya's safety at the moment. He didn't even care to go back to change clothes and put on a mask. He was afraid that if he went back to change clothes and put on a mask, Yi Xiaoya and this evil cultivator would have already gone far. So he decided to follow them directly and see if there was anything he could do to help. As for revealing his identity, Xiaochen didn't care. Compared with Yi Xiaoya's safety, his identity was not so important. He just needed to kill this evil cultivator. He thought that Yi Xiaoya would keep it a secret for him. Yi Xiaoya, your boyfriend is so good to you. Shouldn't you be very happy? Very well, then let's go together. Endao said. Yi Xiaoya glared at Xiaochen angrily, but she couldn't hint at him. Yi Xiaoya was afraid that if she revealed Endao's identity, Endao would kill Xiaochen directly. After all, if Xiaochen left and reported it to the Warrior Guild or the Supernatural Investigation Bureau the next day, then the news of Endao's reappearance would spread and he would be wanted again. So there was no other way. Yi Xiaoya could only stomp her feet and walk in front. Xiaochen followed her calmly. This villa area was basically located in the suburbs, far away from the city center. Because of the remote terrain, there was a mountain range behind the villa area. In fact, most of the rich people who lived in the villa area stayed because of the beautiful environment here. It's just that the mountain range was basically a landscape. Not many people went up the mountain. At most, when the weather was good, they would play at the foot of the mountain during the day. At night, there was no one on the mountain. Of course, there was still some distance between the mountain range and the villa area. However, Endao and Yi Xiaoya were both warriors, so their pace was very fast. Originally, Yi Xiaoya wanted to walk faster and directly get rid of Xiaochen, but she didn't expect that Xiaochen was still leisurely following behind her. Yi Xiaoya really didn't know what to do. This guy's stamina and speed were not bad. No wonder he won the basketball game. It turned out that he was an athlete. But what was the use of this? His stamina was nothing in the eyes of high-level warriors and evil cultivators like Endao. The three arrived at the foot of the mountain range together. Yi Xiaoya saw a tent not far from the mountain. Obviously, this should be Endao's place. She didn't expect him to live here. The scenery here is so beautiful. Xiaochen looked at the mountain in front of him and said sincerely, "There's also a tent. Little Yi, are we here for a rendezvous?" "Rendezvous your head, you idiot." Yi Xiaoya was so angry that she was stunned. She glared at Xiaochen and said, "Why are you following us? Who told you to come?" Since they were already here, there was no way out. Yi Xiaoya simply stopped pretending and loudly scolded Xiaochen. "Huh, you want to be a pair of ill-fated mandarin ducks? I'll fulfill your wish." Endao suddenly sneered. He suddenly stretched out his hand and a wind blade streaked across, hitting Yi Xiaoya's thigh. Yi Xiaoya screamed as the nightgown on her thigh was cut open. Blood instantly appeared on her thigh, and blood flowed out. Xiaochen was shocked. He didn't expect Endao to attack just like that. He regretted that he didn't take good care of Yi Xiaoya. However, he also blamed Yi Xiaoya. Why didn't she dodge? Endao's move just now didn't use any strength at all. It was just a casual move. It seemed that he wanted to torture Yi Xiaoya and wouldn't use any big moves. Chapter 491. That was why Xiaochen's attack was so ordinary that he should have been able to dodge it. However, Xiaochen didn't know that Yi Xiaoya was angry at him, and that was why she didn't notice it. "Ah!" Yi Xiaoya cried out in surprise and glared at Endao with clenched teeth. "Hee, how is it? Does it feel good? Last year, didn't you demonic cultivators do the same to me, destroying me one move at a time? You were clearly no match for me, but you took advantage of the fact that you had more people and took advantage of my injury. Are you trying to wear me down? Fortunately, I'm lucky, but now it's your turn to taste this pain." Endao sneered and was about to attack again, but he suddenly felt a sense of danger. Dark Flame Palm. Xiaochen used the 9th form of Dark Flame Palm toward Endao's back. Xiao Qin used his raging vital energy to the extreme. Although it was the 9th form of Dark Flame Palm and he was only a cultivator at the peak of the 8th layer, the power of this move was equivalent to a 10th layer Inner Force cultivator. Endowma turned pale with fright. Motherf asterisk Kerr, this kid is pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. He's AF asterisk King 10th layer Inner Force cultivator. No wonder he dared to follow without fear. No wonder he was puzzled. Why would a demonic cultivator from a large sect like Yi Xiaoye find an ordinary person as her boyfriend? But now it seemed that he had been fooled from beginning to end. He couldn't care less about Yi Xiaoye anymore. He suddenly turned around and met Xiao Chen's palm wind with a wind blade. This wind blade was also used to the extreme, displaying the power of a first-layer martial master to the extreme. Fortunately, he had already broken through to the martial master realm. Otherwise, if he was still at the peak of the 10th layer Inner Force, it would be hard to say who would be the winner. This kid's strength was obviously fierce, even fiercer than an ordinary 10th layer Inner Force cultivator. Boom! Xiao Chen's dark flame palm collided with Endowma's wind blade, causing a huge explosion. Although Endowma successfully blocked Xiao Chen's dark flame palm, he was still knocked back a few steps by the recoil and spat out a mouthful of blood. Fierce. The strength was too fierce. If he wasn't a demonic cultivator who could use wind blades, he would have suffered internal injuries if he had fought with Xiao Chen head-on. He really didn't understand how this young man named Xiao Chen could be so powerful, even though his level was higher than his. Xiao Chen didn't have an advantage either. The wind blade smashed into his palm and cut it, causing his palm to bleed. However, most of the force had been offset by the dark flame palm, so Chen only suffered external injuries. He's a martial master. Xiao Chen could sense that this person was even more powerful than Shen Hongjian. Yi Xiaoye was really a weirdo. She actually provoked such a powerful enemy. Of Xiao Chen didn't expect that Chen. He wasn't Xiao Chen's strength. She didn't expect that not only was Xiao Chen not the good-for-nothing in her impression, but he was also a martial artist at the 10th stage of Inner Force. He could even fight with Endowma, who was a martial master, and not lose. Wasn't this too powerful? And, he could actually use the dark flame palm perfectly? Did she teach him that? This bastard, he could cultivate, but he kept lying to her. Was it fun to lie to her? Yi Xiaoye was a little depressed. It turned out that the strongest person in this villa was Xiao Chen, not her, Yi Xiaoye. No wonder he dared to follow her. But an inner force practitioner at the 10th stage was indeed very powerful. Among the younger generation of the sect, that was a top-notch existence. However, Endowma was a martial master, and he had successfully advanced to that level. Was Xiao Chen still a match for him? Dark Flame Palm. Xiao Chen used the Dark Flame Palm again and attacked Endowma, not giving him any time to catch his breath. However, Endowma was a martial master after all. After spitting out 2 mouthfuls of blood, he adjusted his breathing for a bit before opening and closing his hands. A ball of air condensed and was about to smash towards Xiao Chen. Humph! Xiao Chen snorted coldly. He suddenly waved his left hand, which hadn't made a move yet. A fireball fell from the sky and smashed toward Endowma. F***CK. Endowma had been paying attention to Xiao Chen's dark flame palm. He didn't expect it to be a feint and that there would be a big move behind it. Seeing a big fireball falling from the sky, he had no choice but to throw the ball of air he had condensed to hit Xiao Chen above his head to block the fireball. Boom, the fireball was blown into pieces by the exploding ball of air. However, a few flames still hit Endowma's head. This was something similar to the Samadhi True Fire. The part of Endowma's head that was hit by the flames was instantly burned to a crisp, leaving only his white skull exposed. Although it wasn't fatal, it made him feel unbearable pain. What were these flames made of? What kind of martial arts technique was this? Wasn't it too strong? However, the stronger one was yet to come. What he didn't expect was that Xiao Chen's dark flame palm wasn't a feint at all. It was a real move. Boom! The solid palm print landed on Endauma's chest. Endauma instantly flew backward with a howl. His sternum caved in and he spat out blood again and again. He couldn't be blamed for being careless. Normally, even martial masters could only use one kind of martial arts technique at the same time. He had never heard of anyone who could use two kinds of martial arts techniques at the same time. Therefore, in his opinion, since Xiao Chen had used the big fireball martial arts technique, that dark flame palm was just a feint. It was just an action. How could he have known that it was also a real move? This caught him off guard and he was directly hit. Little did he know that Xiao Chen's big fireball wasn't a martial arts technique at all. It was just a fireball technique that was directly transformed from vital qi. It couldn't be considered as activating a martial arts technique at the same time, so he was tragically hit. With a whoosh, a super large fireball was once again thrown out from Xiao Chen's hand and smashed toward Endauma, who had fallen to the ground. Endauma had just landed on the ground when he saw the big fireball coming right after him. He didn't even have time to get up before the fireball smashed into his body and instantly enveloped him. Amidst a series of howls, Endauma was directly burned into a charred corpse. As for Xiao Chen, when he saw that Endauma had been burned to death, he heaved a sigh of relief. His whole body fell to the ground with a thud. He didn't dare to slack off in the slightest when dealing with a martial master-level expert, so he had been going all out. Activating the Dark Flame Palm's 9th move twice in a row, coupled with 2 full-strength fireballs, had completely exhausted the vital qi in his body. He had only been relying on his willpower to hold on just now. Seeing that Endauma had died and was fine, he also fainted. All of this actually happened in the blink of an eye. Before Yi Xiaoya could intervene, the battle had already ended. Yi Xiaoya looked at Xiao Chen, who had fallen to the ground in horror. Is this for real? Endauma was killed by Xiao Chen? Isn't this too inconceivable? Xiao Chen is actually so strong. What kind of martial arts technique is this? It can even burn a martial master to death. However, Yi Xiaoya suddenly remembered that Xiao Chen was still lying on the ground. She hurriedly endured the pain in her leg, ran over, and felt for Xiao Chen's breath. When she found that Xiao Chen was still breathing, she immediately heaved a sigh of relief. She didn't know that Xiao Chen was physically exhausted. She thought that Xiao Chen had been injured when fighting with Endauma, so she didn't dare to be negligent. She hurriedly carried Xiao Chen on her back and staggered to the tent not far away. Her leg was injured, so she obviously couldn't run too far with Xiao Chen, so she had to find a place to stay first. As for Endauma, she took a look and realized that he had been burned beyond recognition. He was almost turned to ashes, and no one could tell that he was dead. So she didn't bother with him. This tent was indeed where Endauma lived. There were some of his clothes and some food. Yi Xiaoya put Xiao Chen down first, then quickly rummaged through the tent. Because the tent was relatively small, she couldn't stand up, so Yi Xiaoya could only kneel on the ground and half lie on the ground. She used the moonlight to search for the things Endauma left behind. Although Endauma was a demonic cultivator, he definitely had some healing medicine. Anyone who practiced martial arts would have these things on them. It was just that Endauma's things were rather complicated, so Yi Xiaoya couldn't find them immediately. She could only search carefully. However, as Yi Xiaoya was searching, she suddenly shivered. She felt like someone was staring at her. She subconsciously turned around and saw that Xiao Chen, who was lying behind her, had already opened his eyes. And the place he was staring at was actually between her legs. Yi Xiaoya suddenly thought of something. She had just finished dual cultivation with the white fox and hadn't had time to put on her clothes before Endauma came. She could only put on a nightgown to cover herself. However, when she lay down, her nightgown was cut by Endauma's wind blade, so the lower half of her body was exposed. Does it look good? Yi Xiaoya asked coldly. Pretty good. Xiao Chen said subconsciously. He had just woken up, so he was still a little dazed. He had overexerted his strength and fainted. However, he was worried that Endamo wasn't completely dead, so he quickly woke up after self-healing. As a result, when he opened his eyes, he saw such a scene. Is that so? Yi Xiaoya didn't expect Xiao Chen to say that. She was so angry that she directly kicked back and kicked Xiao Chen's face. Xiao Chen let out a scream and fainted again. He had already barely woken up, but Yi Xiaoya's kick made him fall into a coma again. Xiao Chen. Yi Xiaoya was shocked. She had only reacted subconsciously. She didn't expect Xiao Chen to be so weak that he fainted with just one kick. Yi Xiaoya quickly turned around and was a little speechless when she saw Xiao Chen with a big footprint on his face. She checked his breathing and found that it was normal. Only then did she heave a sigh of relief. He might have just fainted. However, Yi Xiaoya was also a little annoyed. This guy, he had seen it all. Couldn't he just comfort her and say that he didn't see anything? Then wouldn't this matter be over, and neither of us would be embarrassed? But what did you mean by pretty good? Did you see it? Do you want to continue looking? Chapter 492. Looking at the unconscious Xiao Chen, Yi Xiaoya was actually grateful to him. If it weren't for him today, she would definitely be dead. Moreover, she was careless just now. That way. Facing Xiao Chen and being seen by him, she couldn't blame him. However, Yi Xiaoya was a little conflicted. She was a candidate for the holy maiden of the demon sect. She should be pure and clean. Now, her body was seen by two men. Sigh. Yi Xiaoya sighed. However, Yi Xiaoya couldn't kill these two people. Yi Xiaoya also benefited a lot from dual cultivation with White Fox, and he was her partner. As for Xiao Chen, she couldn't kill him. Not only did he save her, but he also had his identity. In fact, if it was only White Fox, Yi Xiaoya could barely accept it. If she couldn't become the holy maiden of the demon sect in the future, then she would continue to be with White Fox. But Xiao Chen. She lived in the same villa with him. How could they meet in the future? Yi Xiaoya sat on the spot and looked at Xiao Chen with some depression. She complained in her heart that he didn't know how to lie. After a while, Xiao Chen woke up again. He subconsciously didn't dare to open his eyes. However, through the gap between his eyes, he saw Yi Xiaoya sitting on the side. He couldn't help but be a little puzzled. He called out, "Yi Xiaoya? Oh. You're awake?" Yi Xiaoya saw that Xiao Chen woke up so quickly. She thought that this guy's physical fitness was really good. "I didn't mean to look just now." Xiao Chen said, "I saw it as soon as I opened my eyes." You still say it? Can't you not say it?" Yi Xiaoya was a little annoyed. "After returning to the villa, don't mention it again. Let me see it. It's not the first time I saw it." Xiao Chen smiled bitterly. His strength had been exposed. Some things should be told the truth. "What do you mean? You've peeped on me before?" Yi Xiaoya was stunned for a moment, then continued to ask, "Oh right, why are you so strong? Then why are you still pretending to be useless? You're actually at stage 10 inner force. And it can even kill martial masters?" "Huh. You've asked so many questions, which one should I answer first?" Xiao Chen said, "Actually, all of this is the same problem. I've never peeped on you. The two of us dual cultivate every day. Why would I need to peep? Dual cultivation every day?" Yi Xiaoya was slightly taken aback. She looked at Xiao Chen in disbelief. Her face revealed an incomparably shocked expression. She widened her eyes and looked at Xiao Chen. Xiao Chen was a little scared by Yi Xiaoya's stare. He couldn't help but say, "Little Yi, you, Xiao Chen, you, are a white fox?" Yi Xiaoya asked in disbelief. "Yes, I am." Xiao Chen nodded. "Then why didn't you say so earlier?" Yi Xiaoya directly extended her leg and kicked Xiao Chen again, this time on his face. However, this time, Xiao Chen didn't faint. Moreover, he saw something he shouldn't have seen. "You keep showing me. Is this really okay?" Xiao Chen's breathing was slightly hurried. "Humph." Yi Xiaoya retracted her leg and glared at Xiao Chen. "Hey, then why do you keep lying to me? Why didn't you say so earlier? Is there any point in lying to me? To think that I always thought you were useless. I even said so many encouraging words to you. Did you take it as a joke? Of course not." Xiao Chen quickly shook his head and solemnly looked at Yi Xiaoya and said, "Actually, I have always been very grateful to you. As a warrior, you still said so much to a useless person like me. Moreover, you even shared your sex martial skills and mental cultivation method with me. I feel that you are a very good person. However, I am also a little puzzled. Why are you so good to me? Don't tell me that you like me. Go to hell." Yi Xiaoya glared at Xiao Chen. "Even if I like the white fox, I won't like you." "But I am the white fox," Xiao Chen said innocently. "You still haven't answered my question. Why didn't you say so earlier?" Yi Xiaoya was a little annoyed as she looked at Xiao Chen angrily. "It's not that I don't want to say it, but I can't let people know that I have strength. If someone wants to deal with me, I have to secretly investigate, so I can only hide my strength. Not only you, but also Menjing doesn't know." Xiao Chen said, "The white fox can be said to be another identity of mine. If it wasn't because of my close relationship with you, I would not have confessed." "Oh? Even Menjing doesn't know?" Yi Xiaoya felt a little better after listening, but she thought of an important question. "Does Shen Jingxian know?" "She knows." Xiao Chen nodded, "But it's different. She is my girlfriend." "Oh? That is to say, I am the first to know besides her?" Yi Xiaoya asked. "Not really. And Tang, she." Xiao Chen hesitated and said. "Oh, I heard about it." Yi Xiaoya didn't have any special expression. She just said, "Then why didn't you tell me since you have been my partner for so long? I feel that our relationship, although not intimate, is also a friend of life and death, right? Besides, we double cultivate together every day. Our relationship is just a little worse than your girlfriend, right? I did recognize you when I did the first task, but at that time, my relationship with you was not very good. We were just roommates and task partners, so I didn't tell you," Xiao Chen said. Yi Xiaoya could understand why Xiao Chen said that. After all, if the two of them weren't familiar with each other, Xiao Chen wouldn't have opened his heart to her. After all, the cultivation world was filled with danger. It was full of deceit and deception. If one wasn't careful, they could be framed. "What happened later? Why didn't you tell me later?" Yi Xiaoya asked. "Later. As we became familiar with each other, it was not easy for me to tell you. If I told you, you would think that I lied to you," Xiao Chen said, "especially the two of us. After the summit, we began to double cultivate, and our relationship was much closer. If I told you, would you feel that living with me was a strange feeling? Strange? No wonder you came in through my bedroom door every night without being discovered by others. It turned out to be like this." Yi Xiaoya snorted, "I feel strange now. If I knew you were White Fox, Yi Xiaoya didn't know what she was going to do. What if she knew? She felt a little better in her heart. If two men saw her body, it would be a strange feeling. Now it was just Xiao Chen, and he was White Fox. Yi Xiaoya was relieved. However, her relationship with Xiaochen was unclear. Although Xiaochen was not an outsider, Yi Xiaoye had a marriage contract with the Devil Gate. So what if I knew? Aren't we still going to double cultivate? Xiaochen said, how's your wound? Is it serious? Why not? It hurts so much. I forgot to look for injury medicine when I was talking to you. As Yi Xiaoye spoke, she was about to look for injury medicine. She lay down and turned around. She didn't care if Xiaochen could see anything. Anyway, White Fox had seen it several times before. She was a little numb. She often saw White Fox naked, so she didn't feel uncomfortable in her heart. However, she didn't expect that Xiaochen. Actually, he reached out and touched her thigh. Xiaochen, what are you doing? Yi Xiaoye was shocked. She turned around and glared at Xiaochen. Even if she had double cultivated with him, she couldn't take it too far, right? Previously, White Fox was a very serious person. Could it be that Xiaochen was the real nature? Don't move. You don't have to look for it. I will heal you. As Xiaochen spoke, he circulated the mantra and began to heal Yi Xiaoye. Although there was a big wound on Yi Xiaoye's leg, it was just a superficial wound. It was really painful, but it wasn't serious. Xiaochen easily healed the injury. Healing. Yi Xiaoye suddenly blushed. She thought that Xiaochen wanted to take advantage of her. Okay, done. Xiaochen let go of Yi Xiaoye's thigh and clapped his hands. Is it easy to touch? Yi Xiaoye asked. Not bad. Xiaochen smiled. I will kill you. Yi Xiaoye said angrily. That's not easy to touch, okay? Xiaochen was speechless. How dare you? Yi Xiaoye wanted to kick Xiaochen again, but after thinking about it, she was really free, so she gave up. However, when she thought about her inappropriate relationship with Xiaochen, Yi Xiaoye felt that she no longer wanted to be the demon sect saintess. In the past, she felt that the demon sect saintess was very glorious. If she was chosen, she could command the demon sect. But now that she thought about it, marrying someone she didn't know was meaningless. By the way, Xiaochen, you said that you saw me and even touched me. Are you going to take responsibility? Yi Xiaoye asked. Take responsibility? Xiaochen was stunned. Stop fooling around. Little Yi, aren't you the demon sect saintess? How can I take responsibility? If I take responsibility, won't your sect hunt me down? Can't you just run for the demon sect leader? Yi Xiaoye said, at that time, you will be the demon sect leader and I will be the demon sect saintess. This way, we can continue to be partners and we can even dual cultivate. Isn't that good? It seems, not bad. Xiaochen smiled bitterly. But is it so easy to become the demon sect leader? I'm not a candidate, nor am I a member of the demon sect. How can I choose? When the time comes, there will be a demon sect conference. You just need to register. Yi Xiaoye said, you should register through the Devil Star sect. Sweat, don't tell me you've fallen for me. Xiaochen thought about it. This Mormon sect leader seemed to be quite fun. If he had the strength, it wouldn't be bad to give it a try. I just feel that since I'm close to you, I don't want to have anything to do with others. I'm quite good with you. I like this kind of life. Yi Xiaoye said, however, don't think that I like you. I just feel that the two of us are quite compatible and suitable to be comrades. Oh, okay. Xiaochen thought for a moment and said, when the time comes, if you don't want to be that saintess, I'll run for the sect leader. This was probably a matter for a long time. He was already a cultivator at the 9th level of the Qi refinement stage. At that time, his strength would definitely be higher. There was still hope for him to compete for the demon sect leader. Chapter 493. Okay, it's a deal. Yi Xiaoya listened to Xiao Chen's guarantee and was a little happy. Xiao Chen nodded. Actually, I also cherish our friendship. You are my first combat partner and also a dual cultivation partner. Pfft. Yi Xiaoya thought that the combat partner wasn't bad, but the dual cultivation partner. Why does it sound like we are friends with benefits? You also know this? Xiao Chen was stunned. Nonsense, I'm not a fool, said Yi Xiaoya. My physical strength was a little overdrawn before. Why don't we dual cultivate again? Asked Xiao Chen. Now? Yi Xiaoya was a little hesitant. Isn't it too bright here? Can't we just cover the tent? Xiao Chen said, besides, it's not like I haven't seen it before. I've seen the bottom, but not the top. Yi Xiaoya glared at Xiao Chen. I've seen it too. Xiao Chen said weakly. Get lost. Yi Xiaoya closed the tent and began to take off her clothes. Xiao Chen also began to take off his clothes, and then, the two of them began to dual cultivate palm to palm. With the help of Yi Xiaoya, Xiao Chen's progress was very fast. Soon, Xiao Chen's physical strength recovered, and Yi Xiaoya also gained a lot of benefits. When the two of them put on their clothes and left the tent, the sky was already bright. Let's go back. Xiao Chen said, I still have to prepare breakfast for you. It feels weird. You're a martial artist at the 10th level of inner force. You're actually preparing breakfast for us. Right, when did you reach the 10th level of inner force? Moreover, you seem to be at the peak of great perfection. Otherwise, how can you kill a martial artist? Asked Yi Xiaoya curiously. A while ago, I advanced in the Shen family, said Xiao Chen. How did you advance so quickly? Teach me, I want to level up too. Yi Xiaoya said enviously. You can't learn this. Xiao Chen coughed twice and said with a red face. Can't learn it? Why? Do you think I don't know how to do it if you teach me? Yi Xiaoya was a little unwilling. She thought that Xiao Chen was hiding something. Actually, it's like this. Jingxian and I are a step further in dual cultivation. You know what I mean, Xiao Chen said. Advance further? Then, let's take another step. Huh? Yi Xiaoya suddenly turned to look at Xiao Chen. Did you and Shen Jingxian do that? Xiao Chen didn't hide it. Oh. Yi Xiaoya nodded. Can I level up faster that way? Yeah, do you want to try? Xiao Chen smirked. No. Yi Xiaoya shook her head decisively. Hee hee. Xiao Chen smiled. The two returned to the villa. Xiao Chen first looked at the flower garden and found that the seeds had already sprouted. This made Xiao Chen a little happy. Yi Xiaoya naturally saw it too. She was very surprised. You are the one who can cultivate seeds. Why are you using my devil centipede fruit? Decocting medicine. Xiao Chen said, you use medicinal herbs to help you level up. I need to use them too. Didn't I borrow your electric clay pot for decocting medicine? I see. Yi Xiaoya nodded. She didn't ask about Xiao Chen's prescription. After all, every martial artist's prescription might be different. Martial artists had different physiques, so there would be some differences. Moreover, these medicinal herbs were mainly auxiliary. However, Yi Xiaoya's prescription was rather unique. Her prescription had a special origin and was very beneficial for cultivation. Therefore, she didn't covet Xiao Chen's prescription. Look, haven't these medicinal herbs sprouted? Xiao Chen said with a smile. Yeah, I didn't expect that. However, you really can cultivate medicinal herbs out of season. When you are short of money, you can cultivate some medicinal herbs. That way, you will make a lot of money, Yi Xiaoya said. Forget it. I don't have the time. Xiao Chen shook his head. After looking at the medicinal herbs, he walked into the villa with Yi Xiaoya. At that moment, Cheng Menjing and Jin Beibei came downstairs, yawning. When they saw Yi Xiaoya and Xiao Chen coming in, they were a little surprised, especially when they saw Yi Xiaoya dressed so skimpily. Xiao Chen, you. Cheng Menjing looked at Yi Xiaoya strangely. Yi Xiaoya hung the curtain and fell from upstairs. Her legs were scratched, Xiao Chen said. Cheng Menjing looked at Yi Xiaoya in surprise. As expected, the nightgown on her legs was torn, and there were many bloodstains on it. She fell from upstairs? Then why didn't she fall to her death? Jin Beibei asked curiously. She fell on Xiao Chen. Of course she didn't die. Yi Xiaoya snorted and went upstairs. Oh. Jin Beibei didn't say anything. She looked at Yi Xiaoya, who went upstairs and suddenly found that her lower body was unbuttoned. She glanced at Xiao Chen in surprise but didn't ask anything. Xiao Chen made breakfast quickly. Yi Xiaoya had already put on her clothes and went downstairs. After breakfast, Xiao Chen drove eldest Miss and Jin Beibei to school. In the Xia family, Xia Chen was tied to a tiger stool. Emperor Xia had just beaten him, but Xia Chen slapped him again. Then he asked fiercely, "Tell me, what else did you do? Tell me everything. Don't leave anything out." At that moment, Xia Chen had already told Emperor Xia that he had secretly stirred up trouble and sent emails to Shen Zhenghao and Chen Huanling. The reason why he got involved in the Sun family's business was that he hated Xiao Chen and wanted to get a share of the profits. However, he and the Sun family were finished before he got the money. What else? Tell me. Emperor Xia asked fiercely. Well, Anne. Xia Chen racked his brains, thinking about the bad things he had done recently. However, he had said everything that should be said. It seemed that he didn't miss anything. Keep thinking. What other troubles did you cause for our Xia family? Emperor Xia shouted. Also, we seem to have offended Yang Jiannan from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, the leader of Team C. The situation was like this. After thinking about it, Xia Chen could only think of this incident. He told Yang Jiannan about what happened that day in the private room with Medicine Master Sun and the two fake Japanese businessmen. He said that they kidnapped a female student, but Yang Jiannan rushed in and rescued her. What? You also offended the Supernatural Investigation Bureau? Emperor Xia was furious. The Xia family needed the Supernatural Investigation Bureau to be promoted to an aristocratic family in the future. However, Xia Chen offended the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Thinking of this, Emperor Xia broke into a cold sweat. He was ready to remedy the situation. He thought about it and prepared to apologize to Yang Jiannan. Yang Jiannan might not care about this matter, but the Xia family couldn't pretend that nothing happened. What if Yang Jiannan cared? Emperor Xia couldn't care less about Xia Chen. He quickly left the room and asked someone to prepare a generous gift. As for Yang Jiannan's whereabouts, he had heard about it recently. Yang Jiannan was studying in Songning Second High School. His current identity was a student. Although he didn't know the purpose of Yang Jiannan's actions, he thought that Yang Jiannan was on a mission. Of course, Emperor Xia didn't know about the conflict between Yang Jiannan and White Fox. If he knew, he would definitely make a choice instead of trying to please both sides. After preparing a generous gift, Emperor Xia quickly drove to Songning Second High School. He waited at the school gate for a while. When he saw Yang Jiannan's car enter the school, he quickly followed and went to the parking lot. Yang Tan and Xia Shibin got out of the car. Emperor Xia also quickly got out of the car and walked over. Yang Jiannan naturally knew who Emperor Xia was. Although the Xia family wasn't an aristocratic family, the Xia family was now in the limelight. As the leader of the management group C of the secular world's aristocratic families, how could Yang Tan not know him? Isn't this young Master Xiaofan? May I know what you are here for? Xia Shibin saw Emperor Xia walking over and couldn't help but ask. Leader Yang, Mr. Xia, I wonder if you two have time? Get in my car and let me apologize to Team Leader Yang. Xia Huang cautiously gestured for him to get in. Oh? Apologize? What do you mean? Yang Tan was stunned and didn't understand. Let's talk in the car. Emperor Xia thought that Yang Jiannan was deliberately doing this. He naturally had to explain. Okay. Yang Tan was also a little puzzled. He nodded and took Xia Shibin to Emperor Xia's car. He wanted to see what he was going to do. After getting in the car, Emperor Xia said, Leader Yang, I'm really sorry about what happened that day. Xia Chen said that you entered the private room and took someone away. They didn't know that it was your people. Wait, what are you talking about? Yang Tan waved his hand and interrupted Emperor Xia's words. He asked, What do you mean I entered the private room? Who did I take away? Who? It's Lin. Emperor Xia said, At that time, didn't you go to the private room of the nightclub and take Lin away? At that time, Xia Chen, Medicine Master's son, and others were in the private room. Me? Take Lin away? Yang Tan turned his head and looked at Xia Shibin inexplicably. When did this happen? Also, who is Lin? Have I seen her before? Lin. Xia Shibin's heart suddenly moved, but on the surface, he looked at Emperor Xia calmly and said, Which nightclub and which private room are you talking about? What exactly happened? Tell me the details. Cherry Blossom Never Sleep City. Emperor Xia was also a little puzzled, but he thought that Yang Jiannan didn't want to admit it, so he said truthfully, It's the 308 private room. The situation at the time was like this. Are you sure that person was me? Yang Tan also found that something was wrong. This Emperor Xia said it so confidently as if there was really such a thing. Could it be that someone pretended to be me? Yeah. Xia Chen said it. Emperor Xia nodded. Xia Shibin, go to Cherry Blossom Never Sleep City now and get me the surveillance video of that day. I want the one in the private room corridor, and then show it to me. Yang Tan ordered, Go now. Yes. Xia Shibin was best at doing this kind of thing. He nodded, got out of the car directly, and drove away. Chapter 494. In the car, Xia Huang looked at Yang Tan inexplicably. He now realized that things weren't so simple. Could it be that Xia Chen was lying? However, he shouldn't be lying. After all, there was no need and significance. You wait first. Wait for Xia Shibin to come back. Yang Tan waved his hand and gestured to Xia Huang to wait. Okay. Xia Huang had no choice but to agree. In fact, in Xia Shibin's heart, he had already roughly guessed some things. He was now going to Cherry Blossom Nightless City to check the surveillance video. In fact, he also wanted to confirm his guesses and ideas. When he arrived at Cherry Blossom Nightless City, Xia Shibin didn't have to spend much effort at all. He directly found the boss and showed his ID. The boss directly cooperated with him to get the surveillance video. In fact, Xia Shibin still had a police identity. Although the boss didn't know about the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, he had to cooperate with the police in handling the case. After getting the video, Xia Shibin took a look at the person on the screen and suddenly understood. Sure enough, his guess was right. The person who pretended to be Yang Tan was Xiao Chen. That day, at the entrance of the nightclub, Xia Shibin had been following Xiao Chen and took photos of him. On that day, the person who Xiao Chen saw taking photos was Xia Shibin. Looking at the familiar clothes on the surveillance screen, watching Xiao Chen walk out of the private room and carry Lin downstairs, Xia Shibin no longer had any doubts. He quickly took the video and returned to Songning Second High School. In the car, Xiaofan didn't say much. He just nodded to Yang Tan and gave him a look. Yang Tan and Xiaofan had worked together for many years, so he naturally knew what Xiaofan meant. So, he coughed twice and said to Xiaofan, "Forget it. It's nothing much. You can go. Your Xia family may have helped me this time. I will remember you. If there are any good things in the future, I won't forget you." "Ah, okay. Thank you, team leader Yang." Although Xiaofan didn't understand what had happened, he didn't dare to ask much. He respectfully sent the two people off the car and watched them return to their car before Xiaofan drove away. When they returned to Yang Tan's car, Yang Tan asked, "What happened?" "It's Xiao Chen." Xiaofan said, "It was Xiao Chen who pretended to be you. His other identity was actually you, and he even deceived Xia Chen and Sun Yaoshi. It shows that his imitation is very good, or at least it's not easy to find any flaws. Leader, this Xiao Chen is a scourge. We can't let him live. I didn't have a chance to touch him before. Now, I can use the fact that he pretended to be me to investigate him and take him away." Yang Tan nodded. "Is there any evidence?" "No." Xiaofan said with a bitter face, "Xiao Chen is very sly. In the private room, he pretended to be you, team leader. When he left the private room, he changed back to his original appearance. In the end, in the video, it was Xiao Chen himself. He didn't pretend to be you. In fact, what Xiaofan didn't know was that Xiao Chen used illusion. It was just that illusion was effective on people, but it had no effect on machines. In the video, it was naturally Xiao Chen. It couldn't be Yang Tan. "I see." Yang Tan frowned. Without absolute evidence, he really couldn't do anything to ordinary people. This was really a bit difficult. "Team leader, we can slowly find the evidence. Since we already know that Xiao Chen can pretend to be you, then he will definitely expose some flaws. We just have to pay more attention." Xiaofan said, "Although I followed him before and didn't find anything, if I didn't follow him, how could I suddenly think of Xiao Chen when Xiaofan spoke?" "Yes, then let's continue to collect evidence." Yang Tan nodded. "However, I think I should talk to Song Huawu." Yang Tan and Xiaofan came to the classroom, but they didn't talk much. Instead, they returned to their seats. Class was about to start, and Yang Tan also had to think about how to talk to Song Huawu. Song Huawu and Xiao Chen had been sitting at the same table for a long time, and it seemed that the relationship between the two people wasn't bad. Maybe Song Huawu knew something. Xiao Chen still didn't know that Xia Huang had done something bad out of good intentions. He didn't expect Xia Chen to talk about Kerlin in the private room. He still came to the classroom as usual. Because of yesterday's basketball game, Xiao Chen's popularity was very high. The students in the class looked at Xiao Chen with some admiration. Yesterday, Xiao Chen won honor for number 2 middle school and grade 12 class 1. Any student with a sense of collective honor would feel that the basketball game in grade 12 was very meaningful. After some time, when they talked about the basketball game with their friends again, they would feel very proud because their class had crushed number 1 high school with an absolute advantage. "The basketball star is here?" Song Huawu looked at Xiao Chen and smiled. "Are you also making fun of me?" Xiao Chen was stunned for a moment, then immediately smiled and said, "I really didn't expect that Yang Tan actually didn't do anything to me yesterday. At least he has a little sense of honor. No matter how stupid he is, it's impossible for him to destroy his own class. That makes me hate him even more." Song Huawu shrugged. "But it's better if you don't provoke him. First, his own strength is there. Second, he is the leader of Team C of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. This identity is not to be underestimated within the Bureau. If he doesn't provoke me, I can't be bothered to pay attention to him." After the battle with Endowma, Xiao Chen finally recognized the absolute advantage of cultivators. No wonder Elder Heaven Ancestor said that cultivators were a dazzling existence. Sure enough, when facing Yang Tan now, Xiao Chen could kill him in minutes. Even if he was at the peak of the 10th level of inner force, it would be nothing. By the way, haven't you completed your mission? Why are you still in Songning City? No, I heard that an ancient cultivation relic was found nearby. The Supernatural Investigation Bureau wants to see if we can get a share. Song Huawu said. Oh? You guys are interested in this too? Xiao Chen was stunned. He didn't expect Song Huawu to know about this. Moreover, she stayed here for this matter. Why wouldn't you like it? Song Huawu asked. You don't know that the Supernatural Investigation Bureau is also very poor. There is a shortage of cultivation resources. Only those with backing and background can get them. Otherwise, why do you think my strength is so low? But isn't Yang Tan's strength good? Xiao Chen asked curiously. He has backing. Song Huawu shook her head. I don't have backing. I can only rely on myself to carry out missions in exchange for contribution points to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau and then obtain cultivation resources. And this time, if I can get the cultivation resources from the ancient relic, half of them will belong to me. Oh. Xiao Chen nodded, but he didn't say that he would go too. Will Yang Tan go? Him? Who knows? I don't think he will take this risk. He has a big backing in the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. He doesn't need to count on these resources. Song Huawu said, but it's hard to say. Maybe he will bother me. Okay. Xiao Chen nodded. Soon, the bell rang. Miss Wang walked into the classroom. She first praised the basketball game yesterday before the class began. After the class, Xiao Chen went to the toilet. Yang Tan, who was already prepared, quickly came to Song Huawu's side and sat beside her. Song Huawu frowned slightly. She felt a little disgusted, but she still asked as usual, Team Leader Yang, why are you looking for me? Is there a new mission from the organization? Song Huawu, I am now formally questioning you on behalf of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau's Team C. As soon as Yang Tan spoke, he stood on the side of his identity. This way, Song Huawu would have to think twice if she wanted to lie. Song Huawu was slightly stunned. She then nodded and said seriously, okay, Team Leader Yang, please speak. Song Huawu, you have been sitting at the same table with Xiao Chen for a long time, right? Asked Yang Tan. Not bad. Why do you ask? Song Huawu was a little puzzled. If that's the case, do you know Xiao Chen's other identity? Yang Tan suddenly asked. Another identity? What identity? Song Huawu was shocked. Her face changed slightly, but she still asked calmly, isn't his other identity the young master who was chased out of the Xiao family? What's wrong? Young master? Yang Tan sneered. I mean, you don't know the person he is pretending to be? Pretending? What do you mean? Song Huawu was a little shocked. Did Yang Tan discover that Xiao Chen is White Fox? How did he find out? But, is he going to deal with Xiao Chen? But on the surface, Song Huawu naturally couldn't admit it. She just said vaguely, what other identity does he have? What other identity? You sit at the same table with him every day. Don't you know his other identity? Yang Tan's meaning was actually very obvious. He was alluding to the matter of Xiao Chen pretending to be him, but it wasn't convenient for him to say it out loud. He wanted Song Huawu to say it. After all, as long as Song Huawu agreed with him, he could take action against Xiao Chen and forcefully arrest him for investigation. Pretending to be a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau was a serious crime for a martial artist. The Supernatural Investigation Bureau would definitely not let it go. Therefore, Yang Tan wanted Song Huawu to admit it instead of him saying it. If he said it, Song Huawu would deny it. He really didn't have any evidence to prove it. But if Song Huawu said it, it would be evidence. Team Leader Yang, I don't quite understand what you mean. Although Song Huawu pretended to be indifferent, her voice was obviously a little off. What do you mean? What identity? Why don't I understand? Do I know everything just because I'm at the same table with him? Oh. Class is starting. Let's talk about it later. Yang Tan held the back of the chair and stood up. He could be said to know Song Huawu very well. Looking at Song Huawu's expression, he knew that there must be something wrong. She definitely knew what it was, but she didn't point it out. She just turned around and left quickly. Chapter 495. After class, Xiaofan returned to the classroom and happened to see Yang Tan leaving. He asked unhappily, "Yang Tan is here again? Isn't he done?" "Xiaofan, sit down first. I have something important to tell you." Song Huawu ignored Xiaofan's words and whispered to him solemnly. "Oh? What's the matter?" Xiaofan was slightly stunned. He sat down and looked at Song Huawu. "Xiaofan, your identity as the White Fox seems to have been exposed." Song Huawu reminded him softly. "What? Exposed? Who found out?" Xiaofan was shocked. "Just now, Yang Tan came to me and said some inexplicable things to me. However, it was basically a test. He asked me if I knew your other identity, a disguised identity." Song Huawu said nervously, "He must know something. Otherwise, he wouldn't ask me like this." Although Xiaofan was very surprised, he was also very puzzled. He couldn't help but feel depressed. How did Yang Tan know? "I haven't revealed my identity as the White Fox in front of him. And I've been very careful recently. This identity has almost never appeared outside." After returning from the Shen family, Xiaofan only went to the Xiao family. He didn't use the identity of the White Fox. He didn't have any interaction with Yang Tan. How did this person know that he was the White Fox? "I don't know either. Anyway, be careful," Song Huawu said. "If he knows that you are a martial artist, even if you are just a rogue cultivator, he has the right to investigate you." "I know. I will be careful. I can't admit to this. Since he came to ask you, he probably doesn't have any evidence." "Don't worry." Xiaofan thought about it and said. At the back of the classroom, Yang Tan and Xia Shibin were eavesdropping on them with headphones. When Yang Tan got up, he secretly installed a small listening device on the back of Xiao Chen's chair. This kind of thing was simply Yang Tan's specialty. Moreover, it was very small. Others couldn't detect it at all. Originally, Yang Tan thought that Xiaofan was just pretending to be him, but he didn't expect that Xiaofan was actually the White Fox. This identity stunned him for a moment, and he couldn't help but laugh out loud. "I really didn't expect this. Originally, I told Song Huawu that Xiaofan would disguise himself as Yang Tan, but I didn't expect his other identity to be the White Fox. This is really a case of wearing out iron shoes in fruitless searching, only to find it by chance without even looking for it. Yeah, Brother Yang, with this evidence in hand, we don't have to be afraid that this kid won't change seats with you. At that time, we can do whatever we want to him." Xia Shibin also nodded and said. "Change seats? Humph, just changing seats is too easy on him." Yang Tan sneered. It wasn't easy to deal with him before because he was an ordinary person. But now, this White Fox has gone against my Chen family. I want him dead. Yes, Brother Yang, kill him. Xia Shibin also agreed after listening. However, it's not good for us to make a move. We need to think of a countermeasure. As Yang Tan spoke up to this point, he suddenly asked, "Oh yeah, yesterday at the basketball game, did you investigate the identity of Brother Han?" "I did. Brother Yang, this Brother Han's real name is Chen Yuhan. He is a disciple of the extreme ice sect. Xia Shibin said, oh yeah, this time he came to Songning City to challenge the White Fox. The White Fox said that he went out, so he stayed in Songning City to wait for the White Fox to come back. Oh. When Yang Tan heard that this Brother Han actually came to deal with the White Fox, he was suddenly overjoyed. I originally wanted to deal with him. He actually dared to trick me yesterday, but now it seems that we can cooperate. You help me make an appointment with him. I want to talk to him. Okay, Brother Yang. Xia Shibin said quickly. Song Huawu and Xiao Chun didn't know that their conversation had been heard by Yang Tan. After the conversation, they began to listen to the class. At noon, Xia Shibin had already brought Yang Tan's words to Chen Yuhan. Chen Yuhan didn't expect that Yang Tan, who was tricked by him on the basketball court yesterday, was actually a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. He was also the team leader of Team C. Although theoretically, Team C couldn't control the people from the sects, if the people from the sects used internal energy in the secular world, Team C could still control it. Just like the righteous and demonic summit in the secular world, Team C could also intervene. However, Chen Yuhan wasn't too afraid. After all, he was an outstanding disciple of the extreme ice sect. Even if Yang Tan wanted to deal with him, he needed to weigh the power behind him. After thinking about it, Chen Yuhan still kept the appointment at noon. He came to the hotel designated by Yang Tan, the Cherry Blossom restaurant near 2nd High School. He came to the door of a private room and knocked on the door. Xia Shibin's voice came from inside, please come in. Chen Yuhan pushed the door open and entered. When he saw that Yang Tan and Xia Shibin were already there, he said politely, both of you are here. My school is quite far away, so I rushed over after class. I'm still late. It's all right. Young hero Chen, please sit. Yang Tan also said politely. Okay, then I won't stand on ceremony. After Chen Yuhan sat down, he said, I'm really sorry about yesterday's basketball game. I used a little trick. Here, Yuhan, I apologize to team leader Yang. How about I punish myself by drinking 3 cups later? Yang Tan was polite, so Chen Yuhan was naturally polite. Yesterday's incident was naturally a misunderstanding. That's easy. Yang Tan waved his hand and said, no discord, no concord. Yes, no discord, no concord. Chen Yuhan cupped his fist and smiled. However, I don't know why team leader Yang is looking for me. I heard that young hero Chen came here to challenge White Fox, asked Yang Tan. Oh. Yes. Chen Yuhan was just slightly stunned. With Yang Tan's identity, it wasn't difficult for him to investigate his intentions, so he simply admitted it. But. Team leader Yang, are you looking for me to stop this? No, it's the opposite. I'm here to facilitate this matter. Yang Tan said with a wave of his hand. What do you mean? Facilitate? Chen Yuhan was a little puzzled. He didn't understand what Yang Tan meant. In other words, I actually know the true identity of White Fox. You received the news that White Fox went out, right? Asked Yang Tan. Yes, that's right. Otherwise, I wouldn't have stayed here to wait. Chen Yuhan nodded. In fact, White Fox has always been in Songning City, but he didn't wear a mask. Instead, he appeared as another person. However, I know who he is. Yang Tan said with a smile, if young hero Chen wants to challenge him, I can help to find him. Oh. That's great. Chen Yuhan was overjoyed after hearing it. He couldn't help but ask, but team leader Yang, is this true? Do you really know where he is? Yes. Yang Tan nodded. However, I have a condition. You can't kill him, right? I know this. Although Chen Yuhan had some regrets, the Supernatural Investigation Bureau was involved. He couldn't kill directly. Of course not. It's the opposite. I want you to kill him. Yang Tan said with hatred. Kill him? Chen Yuhan was stunned. He looked at Yang Tan in disbelief. To be honest, I have a grudge against him too. Yang Tan said, I'm from the Chen family in Songning. I think young hero Chen should have heard of it. This white fox and the Chen family have a grudge, but it's not easy for me to kill him with my identity. You can. Moreover, if you kill him, I can help you smooth things over. At that time, I will ask him to go to a dangerous place. If anything happens to him, you can't blame it on me. I'm just mediating as a witness, but I saw a white fox die in an accident with my own eyes. Okay, I know what to do. After listening to Yang Tan's words, Chen Yuhan nodded quickly. This way, it saved him a lot of trouble. Moreover, the Devil Star sect couldn't say anything. The people from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau said that White Fox died in an accident and it wasn't caused by him. Xiaofan, have you found a place nearby where you can make a move? Yang Tan asked Xiaofan, who was looking at the map on his phone. I found it. There's a Songlong mountain cliff mouth nearby. It's a good place to kill someone, said Xiaofan. Okay, that's it. Yang Tan nodded. Young hero Chen, when are you ready? I will ask Xiao Chen to go there. Any time is fine. Any day these 2 days is fine. Chen Yuhan said indifferently. He had been recuperating for a long time. He was just waiting for White Fox to appear. Okay, I will ask him to come and inform you. Yang Tan said, now, let's eat. Xiaofan, ask the waiter to serve the wine and dishes. Yes, brother Yang. Xiaofan quickly stood up, left the private room, and went to find the waiter to serve the dishes. At noon, Ong Tan and the others drank to their heart's content, so they slept through the afternoon class. When school ended in the evening, Yang Tan woke up. Then, he stood up directly and came to Xiao Chen. He threw a letter that he had prepared previously on Xiao Chen's table and said, Xiao Chen, this is for you. For me? Xiao Chen was stunned. He thought it was a love letter from Yang Tan to Song Huawu. He was about to throw it away. He didn't expect it to be for him. Xiao Chen tore the envelope directly, took out the letter inside, and read it. White Fox, I know it's you. Tomorrow night, I will wait for you at the Songlong mountain cliff mouth. I have something to talk to you about. Of course, you can also not come. I will apply to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau to take coercive measures against you because you have lost the chance to defend yourself. You don't have to doubt me. I have evidence. Look at the back of your chair and you will know. There was no signature on the letter, but there was no need to sign it. After Xiao Chen read it, his heart was shocked. Song Huawu, who was on the side, saw Xiao Chen's expression change slightly. She couldn't help but ask, what's wrong? What did Yang Tan give you? Take a look yourself. Xiao Chen handed the letter directly to Song Huawu. Then, he turned around and looked at the back of the chair. However, his face became extremely ugly when he saw it. Chapter 496. It turned out to be a listening device. Xiao Chen wasn't good at these things. Even if he was a cultivator and his 6 senses were extremely sharp, it was impossible to guard against this kind of special agent monitoring equipment. The power of technology was too powerful. Martial artists couldn't do anything about these things. These things were dead objects. His 6 senses were useless against them. He couldn't sense them. Moreover, Yang Tan's disguise was very hidden. If he didn't deliberately look for it, he wouldn't be able to find it at all. On Song Huawu's side, she also finished reading the letter and happened to see Xiao Chen remove a listening device. She couldn't help but feel a little apologetic. Xiao Chen, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have been so careless. It seems that Yang Tan heard what we said. No wonder he said that he had evidence. Previously, when he came to talk to me, he obviously didn't have any evidence. He was just trying to trick me. It doesn't matter. Xiao Chen directly crushed the listening device and then said coldly, this matter will be solved eventually, right? Since it's here, I can't hide, and there's no need to hide. Tomorrow, I will go and settle things with him and see what he has to say. Now, Xiao Chen wasn't as afraid of exposing his strength as before. As long as it wasn't too powerful, he could calmly deal with it. He also planned to go to the Cheng family when he had time and ask Cheng Mengqiang who ordered him. It seemed that the plan could be advanced. In fact, Xiao Chen really didn't put Yang Tan in his eyes. He was a little afraid of his strength before. Now that he knew that his true Samadhi fire could even kill a first-level martial master, Xiao Chen wasn't afraid of him at all. The only thing that worried Xiao Chen was actually Yang Tan's identity and background. He didn't want to be enemies with the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. After all, this was an organization that managed martial artists. Be careful. Don't be impulsive. Song Huawu reminded, why don't I accompany you? No need. Xiao Chen flatly refused. He didn't want Song Huawu to be involved. If he really killed Yang Tan tomorrow, then Song Huawu would be in a difficult position. Should she capture him or let him go? It could be seen that Song Huawu was an upright person, so Xiao Chen did not want to make things difficult for Song Huawu. It was better for him to solve it himself. All right. Song Huawu nodded. Xiao Chen tore up the letter, then walked out of the classroom as if nothing had happened and went to the parking lot. Not far from the classroom, Yang Tan and Xia Shibin had been observing Xiao Chen's expression as he walked out, but they found that Xiao Chen didn't seem to be affected at all. He wasn't afraid at all, which made them a little disappointed. Originally, they thought that Xiao Chen would be very panicked and worried, but at this moment, it was as if nothing had happened, which made them extremely depressed. Damn it, you're going to die tomorrow, yet you're still so calm. You really know how to act cool. Yang Tan cursed unhappily and left with Xia Shibin. He still had to meet Chen Yuhan to discuss the specific plan to kill Xiao Chen tomorrow. Xiao Chen returned to the villa with Cheng Menjing and Jin Beibei. Cheng Menjing also saw that Yang Tan had handed him a letter, so she asked, Xiao Chen, what did Yang Tan give you? Do you and him have any conflicts? This guy likes Song Huawu. He was unhappy when he saw me sitting at the same table with Song Huawu. He's crazy. Xiao Chen said, don't worry about him. Oh. Cheng Menjing nodded. He is also from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. You should be careful. Don't let him cause you trouble. Well, I'm just an ordinary person. Why would he cause me trouble? Xiao Chen said with a smile. Although Xiao Chen said it casually, Cheng Menjing did not know why she felt that something was going to happen. It seemed that meeting Xiao Chen today would be the last time she would see him, and she would never see him again. Is something going to happen to Xiao Chen? But it doesn't look like it. Am I thinking too much? Jin Beibei comforted her, Cousin Menjing, don't worry. Your cousin-in-law is not weak either. He is a transformer. Yes, once I transform, my opponent will die. Xiao Chen said with a smile. He felt that Cheng Menjing was more worried than he was. Is she concerned about me? Thinking of this, Xiao Chen was slightly moved. The eldest miss had always been concerned about him, but she just did not know how to express it. After returning home, Xiao Chen cooked for them and then went to his room to brew medicine. The devil centipede fruit was almost used up, and the new devil centipede fruit had not ripened yet. His strength did not show any signs of a breakthrough. Even though he had killed a martial master-level devil cultivator, the battle was not intense or difficult, so Xiao Chen did not sense any opportunity for a breakthrough. In fact, what Xiao Chen did not know was that martial masters were not weak. It was just that Endowma was a devil cultivator who had just broken through to martial master. Although his strength had reached the level, he had not found the way to martial master, and he had no guidance. Moreover, his injury had just healed not long ago. His real strength was not much different from the great perfection of the inner force stage 10. Therefore, Xiao Chen could kill him easily. It was just that Xiao Chen felt that Endowma's death was not worth it. No matter what, he should have made some contribution, right? The other opponents, such as Leng Youxiang, Old Demon Shishan, and so on, all played the greatest value in their deaths, allowing Xiao Chen to level up. However, Endowma's death was not worth it. Endowma did not know what Xiao Chen was thinking. If he knew, he might come back to life and fight with Xiao Chen. This old man did not want to die so easily. Who the hell wants to die? After taking the medicine, Xiao Chen went upstairs to find Yi Xiaoye for dual cultivation. This time, he did not wear a mask or change his clothes. He simply went upstairs in his home clothes. When he opened the door, he saw that Yi Xiaoye was already sitting by the bed waiting. At this moment, she was looking at a tablet, playing something. "Little Yi, what are you doing?" Xiao Chen asked. "Oh, the Warriors Guild app. It is promoting the mobile game, Campus Belle's Bodyguard. I am fighting monsters." Yi Xiaoye said, "Register an account and send me some flowers." "Forget it. Jean Bebe seems to be playing it too. If she sees..." Xiao Chen shook his head quickly. "Stop playing. Start dual cultivation. Anyway, you are Xiao Chen. I can find you for dual cultivation at any time. What's the hurry? Sit by the side for a while. I will play for a while more." Yi Xiaoye stretched lazily and said. "I am taking off my clothes." Xiao Chen was a little speechless. He ignored her and began to take off his clothes. Hey. You didn't turn off the light." Yi Xiaoye reminded him. "Anyway, I have seen it. Why do I still turn it off?" Xiao Chen said with a smile. Okay. I don't want to play anymore. Turn off the light. Let's dual cultivate." Yi Xiaoye said quickly. Xiao Chen turned off the light. Then, he took off his clothes and went to bed. Just like that, he started dual cultivation with Yi Xiaoye. However, Yi Xiaoye was obviously not serious when she was dual cultivating. Her tablet was not turned off, and her eyes kept wandering. Although she was not playing, her character in the game was AFK. "Can't you be more serious?" Xiao Chen was a little depressed. In the past, he heard that when some couples were having sex, the woman would be playing with her phone or tablet. Now, Xiao Chen had the same feeling. There is a Campus Belle charm competition. Do you think I can be the Campus Belle? Yi Xiaoye asked. Are you going to cultivate or not? If not, I am leaving. Xiao Chen said angrily. Cultivate. Come on. Yi Xiaoye said hurriedly. The night passed uneventfully. In the morning, Xiao Chen continued to play with the flowers and plants in the flower bed. The day passed quickly. When he went to school during the day, it was as if Yang Tan had never sent him a letter of challenge. He did not mention this matter, nor did he look for Xiao Chen. However, when school was over, Yang Tan looked at Xiao Chen meaningfully and then quickly left the classroom. Xiao Chen, can you go by yourself? Why don't I go with you? Song Huawu said worriedly. No need. Xiao Chen waved his hand and said, I can go by myself. Xiao Chen sent a message to Cheng Menjing and Jean Bebe, telling them that he had something to do at night and that they didn't have to wait for him. They could drive back by themselves. Then, he stopped a taxi at the school gate and went to Songlong Mountain Cliff mouth. Last time, when Xiao Chen was frustrated, he accidentally obtained the sole inheritance of the Elder Heaven ancestor in Songlong Mountain Cliff Mouth. This time, he came to this place again, which made him feel a little emotional. Previously, he was a weak person, but now, Xiao Chen was a strong person. Seeing the foot of the mountain and hearing Yang Tan's car, Xiao Chen knew that he had arrived. However, there was a car that he didn't know. He didn't know whose car it was. Xiao Chen paid the fare and got out of the car. Then, he walked in the direction of the cliff. Sure enough, he saw Yang Tan standing in front of the cliff with his hands behind his back, looking like a proud master. Beside him, what surprised Xiao Chen was that brother Han, who played basketball in No. 1 high school. How did these two people get together? Logically speaking, Brother Han had tricked Yang Tan in the basketball match, so these two people should be sworn enemies. How did they end up together? However, Xiao Chen still walked over with a relaxed expression and greeted Yang Tan. Isn't this student Yang? Could it be that you guys want to play basketball here? White Fox, stop pretending. I already know your identity. Yang Tan didn't talk nonsense with him, but said directly. What's the matter? Just say it. Xiao Chen didn't talk nonsense with him. Since Yang Tan already had the evidence, it was impossible for him to deny it. You're White Fox. Brother Han, who was at the side, jumped out and looked at Xiao Chen with a face full of fighting spirit. Who are you? What are you doing here? Xiao Chen asked curiously. Let me introduce myself. My name is Chen Yuhan. Leng Youxiang is my senior. Chen Yuhan snorted and said, I have been looking for you. I didn't expect you to be a coward. You hid and refused to see me. You even pretended to be a student and said that you went out to do a mission. You are really as timid as a mouse. Chen Yuhan? Xiao Chen was slightly surprised. This brother Han is actually Chen Yuhan? Isn't this too much of a coincidence? This really surprised him. Originally, when Yi Xiaoye told him, he didn't take it seriously. However, he didn't expect Chen Yuhan to be so persistent. He actually stayed in Songning City to look for him. Chapter 497. Yes, it's me. Chen Yuhan sneered, you killed my brother, but you don't dare to stand up. Do you dare to fight me to the death? Xiao Chen looked at Yang Tan strangely. He did not answer Chen Yuhan, but asked Yang Tan, what do you say? Did you send me here to fight him? White Fox, this young hero Chen found me and wanted me to be a witness. You and him have a fair fight. Of course, if you accept it, then I won't pursue the matter of you being White Fox. Yang Tan said, just take it as me doing young hero Chen a favor. You're so kind. Xiao Chen looked at Yang Tan and asked. Actually, after thinking about it, I don't have any way to trouble you. It's not good for me. Yang Tan said, but I have a condition. If you lose, you have to change seats with me. How about it? So it's about the seats. After listening to Yang Tan, Xiao Chen no longer had any doubts. After all, this was Yang Tan's wish all along. What if I win? Asked Xiao Chen. If you win, I will drop out and leave the school. Yang Tan said, is this fair? Okay. Xiao Chen nodded and agreed, I hope you keep your word. Don't worry, I still have this bit of credibility. It's not a big deal. Yang Tan said, there's nothing else. Both of you get ready for the fight. There's no need to prepare. Let's start, said Xiao Chen. Very well, since you're so confident, I'll show you how powerful I am. After that, Chen Yuhan's body was filled with endless fighting spirit. It was cold and aggressive. Inner Force Level 9. Xiao Chen looked at Chen Yuhan and was a little surprised. This was a master, but he had just broken through to Inner Force Level 9. However, although his strength was high, it was not enough in Xiao Chen's eyes. Didn't you say that you're at the peak of inner force level 9? You just broke through to inner force level 9. Previously, you were only at the peak of inner force level 8, right? It seems that you and your master are pretentious. Your strength is obviously not that high, but you have to brag about it. You're courting death. Chen Yuhan was so angry that his face turned pale. He had indeed just broken through to the inner force stage 9. Previously, he had been at the peak of the inner force stage 8. That was his original strength. However, he had a unique skill that could instantly increase his strength and cultivation. It was called demonic qi manifestation. This was the unique skill of the extreme ice sect. After using demonic qi to form his physical strength, his cultivation would instantly increase by 1 level, reaching the peak of inner force stage 9. This was also the reason why the extreme ice sect claimed to be the strongest sect. This was not an exaggeration, just like how Ling Youxiang also knew this ultimate skill. But now, Chen Yuhan had broken through to the inner force stage 9. If he used his ultimate skill, he would be able to reach the inner force stage 10. This was his pride, but he was actually looked down upon by Xiao Chen, so he was immediately angry. Cold Een Blade. As he spoke, Chen Yuhan launched an attack. An ice blade shot in the direction of Xiao Chen and smashed in front of Xiao Chen. Xiao Chen easily dodged it. That's all you've got? Then you can only end up like your senior brother. Xiao Chen said calmly. It was the same skill, but it was of a lower level than his. To be honest, Xiao Chen was a little disappointed with Chen Yuhan. Humph, bragging. Chen Yuhan sneered and launched another attack. He put his palms together and flipped them. An ice ball flew towards Xiao Chen. It was much faster and stronger than the ice blade from before. It seemed that Chen Yuhan was indeed stronger than Ling Youxiang. Of course, Xiao Chen did not take it seriously. He directly threw a true samadhi fire at the ice ball. The ice ball melted instantly. It's just a small trick. This is impossible. Chen Yuhan looked at Xiao Chen in shock. Xiao Chen had only thrown such a small fireball, but it had actually broken his ice ball skill. It was simply unbelievable. He did not know that Xiao Chen was using the true samadhi fire. He thought that it was a fireball skill. What's impossible about it? Take another one of my moves. As Xiao Chen spoke, he threw another fireball at Chen Yuhan. Feeling the power of the fireball, Chen Yuhan was slightly shocked. This fireball could not be underestimated. It could easily dissolve his ice ball before, and now, the fireball was even bigger than before. He had no choice but to be on guard. Ha! Chen Yuhan shouted. His hands were covered in cold devil qi as he smashed the ground in front of him. An ice wall was cast high in front of him, blocking Xiao Chen's fireball. However, something unexpected happened to Chen Yuhan. The fireball was blocked by the ice wall. It did offset some of its power, but it did not completely dissipate. Instead, it passed through the ice wall and attacked Chen Yuhan again. Chen Yuhan was shocked and kept retreating. However, he did not expect that just as he dodged the fireball, the remaining power of the fireball would still burn him. Immediately, his hair was singed and his scalp was charred black. Fortunately, he had released a cold aura to his head in the face of danger. Otherwise, his skull would have been burnt to the ground. Why, I'm so angry. Chen Yuhan did not expect Xiao Chen to be so powerful. Previously, he had heard the entire process of the battle between White Fox and Ling Youxiang. However, he did not see White Fox use any fireball skills. Could it be that he did not use his full strength before? Yang Tan frowned as he watched from the side. What was this situation? Previously, he was counting on Chen Yuhan to help him destroy Xiao Chen. But now, Xiao Chen was unscathed. Instead, Chen Yuhan was retreating in defeat. This was too much. If this continued, it was unknown whether Chen Yuhan could kill Xiao Chen. Perhaps Xiao Chen would kill Chen Yuhan. Devil Qi takes form. Chen Yuhan knew that he had no choice but to use his ultimate move. Until now, he had not seen through Xiao Chen's strength. When Xiao Chen urged these two martial skills, he did not seem to circulate the mantra at all, nor did he show any power. Chen Yuhan's eyes turned red and his body formed an armor-like layer of ice. This move was also used by Leng Youxiang before. It was a move that killed 1,000 enemies while sacrificing 800 men. It forced out all the devil qi in one's body and formed an armor around one's body. This way, one's strength would also increase. It was equivalent to an external martial artist increasing one level. Of course, when Leng Youxiang used it previously, he was already seriously injured, so he had no choice but to use it. His actual strength did not increase much. However, Chen Yuhan was different. He was almost uninjured, so his strength soared in an instant. When Xiao Chen saw this scene, he was not worried. Instead, he smiled and said lightly, "This move again? Can't it be more fresh?" Dark Flame Palm. As he spoke, Xiao Chen used Dark Flame Palm and smashed it at Chen Yuhan. Chen Yuhan had just used his devil qi to take form. Before he could finish, he was hit by Xiao Chen's palm. With a bang, he flew 8 feet away and fell heavily to the ground. Although his injuries were not particularly serious, he was in a sorry state. At this time, he finally knew Xiao Chen's true strength. It was almost at the peak of stage 10 inner force. At this moment, he finally understood that Xiao Chen was actually very confident. Previously, when he fought with him, he probably had the attitude of playing with him. Even if he used his demonic qi to form a suit of armor, it would still be very difficult to suppress him, let alone kill him. What Chen Yuhan saw, Yang Tan was no exception. His expression changed slightly. He did not expect Xiao Chen to be so strong. He was actually about the same level as him. Team leader Yang, now that things have come to this, if I can't get the upper hand, you won't be able to achieve your goal. Why aren't you coming to help? Chen Yuhan knew that with Xiao Chen's ruthlessness, he might die here today. Therefore, he gritted his teeth and asked Yang Tan for help. Yang Tan's expression was a little unnatural. He looked at Chen Yuhan hatefully. He wanted to stay out of this matter and use Chen Yuhan to kill Xiao Chen. He did not expect Chen Yuhan to drag him down with him. However, thinking about it carefully, if Xiao Chen really killed Chen Yuhan today, it would not be easy for him to find trouble with Xiao Chen next time. Moreover, he could not guarantee that he could definitely take down Xiao Chen. It would be a joke to apply to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau to investigate Xiao Chen just because he disguised himself as a white fox. Xiao Chen had the identity of the demonic star sect. It would not be easy for Yang Tan to touch Xiao Chen. Thinking of this, Yang Tan gritted his teeth and braced himself. However, this way, the plan that he had set up before could not be realized. He was prepared to let Xiao Chen die accidentally. He did not intend to intervene. Now, although it could be said that it was an accident, there was no convincing evidence. He could only rely on his own words. I didn't expect it. Yang Tan, are your words **t? Previously, you said that you were just a witness. How did you get involved? Xiao Chen looked at Yang Tan mockingly. Humph, Xiao Chen, tell the truth. I just want to kill you. So what? Yang Tan simply shed all pretense of cordiality and did not care anymore. He laughed out loud, then directly kicked Xiao Chen. No one has ever dared to speak to me like this, Yang Tan. You've been going against me time and time again, and even against my Chen family. It's already not bad that I've kept you alive until now. Today will be the day you die. Hee, it's not certain who will die. Xiao Chen did not play around anymore. The primordial energy in his body surged. He used the dark flame palm in his left hand and the large fireball technique in his right hand to attack Chen Yuhan. Boom! Chen Yuhan never expected that it would be so easy for Xiao Chen to kill him. He was an expert nurtured by the extreme ice sect, but he could not withstand a single blow from Xiao Chen. He watched as the armor on his chest was shattered by Xiao Chen's dark flame palm. That was not all. Xiao Chen's other hand smashed a large fireball into his chest. The next moment, Chen Yuhan's body took a few steps back. There was an obvious hole in his chest. His eyes protruded out as he died unwillingly. Only in death did he realize how great the gap between him and Xiao Chen was. Chapter 498. Xiao Chen was at least at the level of a martial master. He wasn't someone a stage 9 inner force demonic cultivator could defeat. Asking Xiao Chen to avenge Leng Youxiang was a joke. Even if he had a unique skill that could increase his strength by 1 level, so what? He still wasn't a match for Xiao Chen. He was a martial master and had an overwhelming advantage. Team leader Yang, avenge me. Even if you can't, you have to send the news back to the sect. These were Chen Yuhan's last words before he died. After that, he was no longer breathing. Yang Tan was stunned when he saw Chen Yuhan being killed. He didn't expect Xiao Chen to be so powerful. He took a deep breath and thought of retreating. If Chen Yuhan hadn't died, they could have killed Xiao Chen with a pincer attack. But now that Chen Yuhan was dead, it would be difficult for him to kill Xiao Chen even if he was a stage 1 martial master. After all, in his opinion, Xiao Chen's strength was about the same as his. They were evenly matched. If they really fought, it was hard to say who would have the upper hand. Thinking of this, Yang Tan was ready to run. Anyway, he had the evidence that Xiao Chen killed Chen Yuhan. Even if he didn't kill him, he would be hunted down by the extreme ice sect. It wouldn't be a wasted trip. But Chen Yuhan, Motherf ****. When Yang Tan heard his last words before he died, he was furious. So what if you're dead? You want me to be your scapegoat before you die? Now, he's afraid that Xiao Chen won't let me go? He wants me to go back and report to the sect. What can Xiao Chen do? Will he let me go? If he didn't mention it, Xiao Chen might not have thought of it. But now that he mentioned it, Xiao Chen definitely wouldn't let him go so easily. After all, if the extreme ice sect came to seek revenge on Xiao Chen would suffer. Xiao Chen, okay, you win. I'll keep my promise. I'll quit school tomorrow. Yang Tan quickly shouted, okay, let's stop fighting. No matter what, he had to express his stance. He didn't want both sides to suffer losses. Truce? Xiao Chen sneered, you think it's so simple. You want to stop fighting just because you said so? Then you want to forget about the sneak attack just now? I'm from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. If you want to fight with me, you better think about the consequences. When the time comes, you won't be able to walk away unscathed. Yang Tan threatened, but if you stop fighting, I can pretend that nothing happened. Also, I won't inform the extreme ice sect about Chen Yuhan's death. Really? Xiao Chen looked at Yang Tan with a faint smile. As a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, you dare to hide it? If you don't say it and I don't say it, no one will know, Yang Tan said. Hee, do you think I will believe you? Your words are as fickle as farting, Xiao Chen said calmly. Today, you and I will fight to the death. Ha, fine, Xiao Chen, fight to the death. Yang Tan heard Xiao Chen's determination and laughed instead of being angry. Do you really think that I'm afraid of you? I'm just keeping my promise. If you really want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. With that, Yang Tan's body burst with energy, revealing the strength of a martial master. Martial artists cultivated inner force while martial artists transformed inner force into inner force. Inner force was explosive power, but inner force could be extended endlessly. The martial arts techniques of martial artists emphasized on ferocity. They would hit their target in one hit, but there was no aftershock. However, martial artists were different. When martial artists activated their martial arts techniques, they could be extended endlessly. If they missed their target in one hit, they could continue to activate it. It was somewhat similar to demonic cultivators. This was also the reason why the gap between demonic cultivators and martial cultivators would be shortened at the martial master level. Both martial arts techniques could be activated continuously. One relied on the inner force in the body while the other relied on the demonic aura in the body. You're too long-winded. You can die now. Xiaofan didn't want to talk nonsense with him. He directly threw an ice ball at Yang Tan. In fact, Xiaofan also wanted to use the true Samadhi fire, but the true Samadhi fire consumed too much of his body's primordial energy. Therefore, Xiaofan didn't continue using it. Instead, he used an ice ball to delay it. Of course, this ice ball was not as simple as an ordinary ice ball. This was an extremely cold ice ball. It was not weaker than Chen Yuhan's ice ball. In fact, it was even stronger. When it hit a martial artist, not only could it cause serious damage to the martial artist, but it could also temporarily freeze the martial artist's body and numb it. Although this martial arts technique is good, it's just a so-so. Yang Tan sneered. His body nimbly jumped up and easily dodged Xiao Chen's ice ball. Then, he reached out and patted his waist. A handgun appeared in his hand. Stupid thing. Do you think I will fight you head-on? A gun? Xiao Chen was stunned. He didn't expect Yang Tan to carry a gun. However, thinking about his identity as a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, having a gun didn't mean anything. Whether it was a martial artist or a martial master, although the strength and flexibility of the body had reached the extreme, to put it bluntly, simple injuries might be fine. However, if it was a real shot, it would definitely hurt. Hee, have you heard of it? No matter how good your martial arts is, you're still afraid of a kitchen knife. No matter how good your martial arts is, you're still afraid of a gun. Yang Tan laughed shamelessly. Luckily, I'm prepared. As he spoke, Yang Tan shot between Xiao Chen's legs. Bang! Xiao Chen quickly dodged. He was a little angry in his heart. This guy was really sinister. This was the rhythm of ending his family line. Ha 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 ha. Yang Tan didn't wait for Xiao Chen to react and fired another shot. Xiao Chen could only frown and bite the bullet to dodge. He didn't even have time to circulate the mantra, nor did he have time to activate his martial arts technique. All his energy was used to dodge the bullets. The Xia kingdom's management of guns was quite strict. Even these martial arts families rarely used guns. Whoever dared to use a gun would definitely be investigated by the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Of course, these martial arts families and sects disdained to use guns. It also violated the true meaning of martial arts. However, Yang Tan was different. He was originally a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Although he was a black sheep, he had the right to use a gun. Bang! Another shot. Yang Tan looked at Xiao Chen proudly. How about it, Xiao Chen? Now you know the advantage of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, right? You want to fight with me? You're still too young. Xiao Chen's heart sank. He knew that today wouldn't end well. However, Yang Tan was a vengeful person. If he let him go today, then there would be endless troubles in the future. He might even be chased by the extreme ice sect. This gave Xiao Chen a headache. Even if he knew he wasn't a match, he had to bite the bullet and fight. However, just as Xiao Chen was about to activate his martial arts technique or fireball, Yang Tan fired a shot. This caught Xiao Chen off guard. If he was a little careless, he might get shot. He really didn't play by the rules. Xiao Chen could only dodge left and right. Fortunately, the bullets in Yang Tan's gun should be limited and not endless. As long as the bullets were used up, then Xiao Chen's chance would come. However, what surprised Xiao Chen was that Yang Tan's gun was probably special. After shooting nearly 10 times in a row, it still didn't use up the bullets. This surprised him slightly. Yang Tan, continue. I don't believe that you always have bullets in your gun, said Xiao Chen coldly. Hey, you're right. I always have bullets. Yang Tan fired 2 shots at Xiao Chen consecutively this time. Then, he changed a clip from his pocket. It seemed that he brought a lot of bullets. Enough to kill you. Xiao Chen's face darkened. It seemed that his hopes were dashed. This guy wasn't easy to deal with. Previously, Xiao Chen also consumed a lot of stamina and vitality on Chen Yuhan. He hadn't recovered yet. If he continued to persist with Yang Tan like this, he would definitely be the one at a disadvantage. On the other side, Yang Tan could continuously shoot him without wasting any effort. On the other hand, he had to waste a lot of energy to dodge the bullets. It had to be said that Yang Tan's despicable method was very effective. F***ck your grandpa. Xiao Chen was about to explode from anger. With a roar, he simply stopped dodging and charged straight at Yang Tan's bullet, allowing the bullet to hit his abdomen. Xiao Chen, on the other hand, was like a large ice ball, hurriedly throwing it from his hands. Whoosh! Bang! Yang Tan was caught off guard by Xiao Chen's ice ball. He was shooting proudly. In his opinion, Xiao Chen wouldn't be stupid enough to take the initiative to be shot, so he didn't put up any defense at all. He didn't expect Xiao Chen to be so reckless. He was shot directly. When he saw the ice ball coming, it was too late for him to dodge. He could only quickly pull the trigger. Bang, bang, bang. He fired 3 shots in a row, and all of them hit Xiao Chen's body. As for himself, he was directly hit by the big ice ball. However, in his opinion, if the ice ball hit him, it would at most cause a minor injury. It wouldn't cause too much damage. Borrowing the force, he took 2 steps back. But what he didn't expect was that his feet suddenly slipped, his body trembled, and with a tremble, he directly fell down the cliff behind him. This accident stunned Xiao Chen. He didn't expect Yang Tan to fall directly off the cliff after being hit. Xiao Chen couldn't care less about the gunshot wound on his body. He limped to the edge of the cliff. The cliff was so deep that he couldn't see the bottom. He had experienced it before. Without the Elder Heaven Ancestor's possession, he would have died long ago. Yang Tan probably wouldn't survive if he fell. Shaking his head, Xiao Chen suddenly understood why Yang Tan asked him to come to this place. If he accidentally fell off the cliff during the fight, then it wouldn't be Yang Tan who killed him. It would be his own accidental death. Although Chen Yuhan was here for revenge, killing a Devil Star sect disciple outside of the summit was a troublesome matter. However, if he accidentally fell to his death, and Yang Tan was at the side as a witness, then Chen Yuhan would have nothing to do with it. How sinister. Xiao Chen sighed. However, he wouldn't die if he didn't court death. This Yang Tan had shot himself in the foot. He didn't frame Xiao Chen, but he fell to his death instead. Xiao Chen heaved a sigh of relief. Although it was easy for him to beat Chen Yuhan just now, the fireball technique was quite exhausting. He had used it 3 times in a row, and his body's primordial qi was already exhausted. Chapter 499. Although he was not necessarily afraid of Yang Tan, if they really fought, it would probably be a fierce battle. It would not be as easy as before. Now that Yang Tan was dead, it saved him the trouble. He threw Chen Yuhan's body off the cliff. Xiao Chen looked at the scene. There were no clues that could expose his identity, so he prepared to leave. Although both of them were dead, it made Xiaochen feel a little uneasy. There was no other reason. Xiaofan had been accompanying Yang Tan all the time, but now he was not here. This made Xiaochen shudder. If it were any other time, Xiaochen would not be afraid. Even if Xiaofan ambushed him, it would not cause him any harm. But now, he was seriously injured and had been shot several times. If Xiaofan saw this, he would be crippled even if he did not die. Thinking of this, Xiaochen gritted his teeth and quickly left the scene. He walked to the parking lot at the foot of Songlong Mountain. There were 2 cars there. One was Yang Tan's, and the other was probably Chen Yuhan's. Xiaochen directly opened the car lock with his primordial qi. Then, he got into Yang Tan's car, started the car, and quickly drove away. Because the bullet was still in his body, Xiaochen could not treat the wound, nor could he stop the bleeding. The blood flowed like a river in the car, but Xiaochen could only choose to escape first. Even so, Xiaochen still endured the pain and set up an illusion to cover the car so that outsiders could not see that it was a car. This was also to avoid Xiaofan's eyes and ears. Finally, he came to a seemingly safe place. Xiaochen parked the car and directly heeled in the car. Xiaofan did not chase after Xiaochen because he could not catch up. At this moment, he was on a cable car some distance away from Songlong Mountain cliff mouth. He was recording the situation here according to Yang Tan's previous instructions. Based on Yang Tan's previous plan, Xiaochen would be accidentally knocked off the cliff by Chen Yuhan. Not only would he testify, but there would also be a video recording as proof. This way, Xiaochen would be able to prove that he died by accident. At that time, whether it was the demonic star sect or Yang Tan, they would be able to account for themselves and would not get into trouble. But later, he had no choice but to intervene. Although Xiaofan saw it, he did not dare to stop the video. Anyway, he could still edit it when he returned. He would listen to what Yang Tan had to say. Unexpectedly, he did not stop the video. He actually saw a scene that shocked him. Chen Yuhan and Yang Tan were actually killed by Xiaochen. Although he saw Xiaochen drive away after being injured, he did not think of chasing after him. He still knew his own strength. There was no need to court death. Moreover, when he rushed over, Xiaochen had already run away. The only thing he had to do now was to quickly report this matter to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau and ask the higher-ups to make a decision. Yang Tan's death was a huge matter. He did not dare to neglect it. After thinking about it, he decided to call Song Huawu. Regardless of whether Song Huawu was on Xiaochen's side or not, Xiaofan believed that Song Huawu would definitely not cover up for Xiaochen in such a big matter. And to be on the safe side, he quickly uploaded the video to his network disk. Then, he took the video recorder down the cable car and dialed Song Huawu's phone number. Song Huawu returned home and was restless. She was a little worried about Xiaochen. Yang Tan asked Xiaochen to go to Songlong Mountain cliff mouth. It was obviously not a good thing. She regretted not going with him. There was no news for so long. Would it take so long to negotiate? Just as she was thinking about whether she should go and take a look, the phone rang. Song Huawu quickly picked up the phone and looked at it. It was actually Xiaofan's call. She quickly picked it up and said, "Xiaofan? What's the matter?" "Deputy Team Leader Song, where are you? I have something important to report to you," said Xiaofan. Song Huawu was his immediate superior in addition to Yang Tan. According to the rules, he could only report to the higher-ups through Song Huawu. "I'm at home." "What's the matter?" Song Huawu's heart suddenly tightened. "This is the case, Team Leader Yang. He was killed by Xiaochen. What do you think about this?" said Xiaofan. "What?" Song Huawu was suddenly stunned after listening. Yang Tan was killed by Xiaochen. How could this be? Song Huawu thought of many possibilities. It was even possible that Xiao Chen was killed by Yang Tan. She just didn't expect that Xiao Chen actually dared to kill Yang Tan. Or in other words, could Xiao Chen actually kill Yang Tan? Did he have that level of strength? Deputy Team Leader Song, Chen Yuhan from the Extreme Ice sect was also killed by Xiao Chen. Xia Shibin said, "I suggest that we immediately report this matter to the headquarters because the matter is too big. We can't solve it anymore." "Okay, come over immediately and tell me what's going on," said Song Huawu. "I'm on my way," said Xia Shibin. Not long after, the doorbell rang in Song Huawu's room. Song Huawu opened the door and saw Xia Shibin, who was sweating, walking in quickly. When he saw Song Huawu, he went straight to the point. "Deputy Team Leader Song, what should we do now? Tell me the details of the matter," Song Huawu instructed. "It's all in this video. Deputy Team Leader Song, take a look yourself." Xia Shibin didn't know how to say it. Anyway, there was a video. It was better for Song Huawu to see it herself. Now that Yang Tan was dead, he had no way to hide Yang Tan's plan. Song Huawu nodded and looked at the video provided by Xia Shibin. Unfortunately, the video was recorded from a distance. There was no sound, so she didn't know what they were talking about. However, what Song Huawu saw was that Xiao Chen first fought with Brother Han and killed him. "So," she asked, "this person is Chen Yuhan?" "Yes, he is Chen Yuhan from the Extreme Ice sect. He is also Brother Han from No. 1 High School," said Xia Shibin. "Then why did Team Leader Yang Jianan suddenly make a move? From the looks of the situation, he only appeared as a witness. What does he mean by helping Chen Yuhan?" Song Huawu asked. "These two people joined forces to attack Xiao Chen. Isn't it right for Xiao Chen to resist? This can't be blamed on Xiao Chen, right? Maybe there are other reasons?" After all, Xia Shibin followed Yang Tan. Even if Yang Tan died, it wouldn't be good to say anything bad about him. "Report the video to the higher-ups." Song Huawu knew that no matter what she and Xia Shibin said, it was all speculation. She could only ask the higher-ups to make a decision. Although Song Huawu wanted to help Xiao Chen, she couldn't hide it. After all, the matter was too serious. Moreover, even if she didn't report it, Xia Shibin definitely wouldn't keep it a secret. She couldn't kill Xia Shibin, right? Therefore, Song Huawu directly opened the laptop and sent it to her superior, Xia Zhili, the deputy director of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau who was in charge of Team C. Xia Zhili was Yang Tan's backer. Although his surname was Xia, he had nothing to do with Xia Shibin. There were many people with the same name. Even if he was Yang Tan's backer, Song Huawu couldn't go past him to report to others. This was somewhat disadvantageous to Xiao Chen. However, in his report letter, he still added some subjective analysis. It was that Xiao Chen originally had an appointment with Chen Yuhan, but Yang Jianan suddenly intervened, causing Xiao Chen to suffer a double attack. That was why he killed in anger. Of course, whether Xia Zhili would accept it or not wasn't something that Song Huawu could decide. Looking at Song Huawu's email, Xia Shibin nodded heavily and said, "Deputy Team Leader Song, then I will go back and rest first. If there are any new developments, you can inform me again." "Okay." Song Huawu also wanted to send Xia Shibin away and call Xiao Chen. Although she couldn't help him, at the very least, she could give him a reminder and tell him that the matter had been exposed. Otherwise, Xiao Chen probably wouldn't know that Xia Shibin already knew about this matter. This video was obviously recorded from a distance, so it was very likely that Xiao Chen didn't know about it. After sending Xia Shibin away, Song Huawu hesitated for a moment and dialed Xiao Chen's phone number. This could be said to be against the rules, but Song Huawu knew that it wasn't Xiao Chen's fault. It was Yang Tan who had been provoking him. Yang Tan even took the initiative to attack Xiao Chen. In any case, she had to inform Xiao Chen. Even if she couldn't change the Supernatural Investigation Bureau's decision, she could deal with it and let Xiaochun leave this place as soon as possible. Xiaochun had already taken out the bullets and was healing himself. Fortunately, these 3 shots weren't fatal. Xiaochun intentionally or unintentionally moved his body so that the bullets didn't hit his vital parts. Even so, it still made Xiaochun feel a little dizzy and almost lost too much blood. If he were to go to the hospital, it would be troublesome. Fortunately, his mental cultivation method was relatively special, and he was a cultivator, so he could heal himself. Huawu? Xiaochun picked up the phone. Xiaochun, where are you? The matter of you killing Chen Yuhan and Yang Jiannan has been exposed. Xia Shibin has recorded the whole process. Song Huawu said hurriedly, you must not show up now, and don't go home. Find a place to hide. Be careful. What? Xiaochun was shocked. He was afraid that Xia Shibin would chase after him, but he didn't expect this guy to secretly record it. It seemed that this guy was the same as Yang Tan. They liked to do things sneakily. Thinking of this, Xiaochun couldn't help but frown. He didn't expect things to turn out like this. Although he was now a bad *SS, it was absolutely impossible for him to directly go against the Supernatural Investigation Bureau and the Extreme Ice Sect. Now, who knows about it? Can this matter be suppressed? Xiaochun asked anxiously. It can't be suppressed. Xia Shibin came to me and watched me report the matter. I can't help you hide it. Song Huawu said, this matter will probably come to a conclusion soon. Why were you so impulsive? Didn't I tell you? Why did you? He wanted to kill me. If I didn't kill him, I would have died. Xiaochun smiled bitterly. In other words, I will soon become a wanted criminal? You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.